Alrighty. Welcome back, guys, to our second session of Tomb of Annihilation. We'll be getting into the campaign proper today. Looking forward to it. So, last time, our adventuring group met together to lay one of their dear friends, Galia Runeleaf, to rest in Baldur's Gate. She'd been taken by the Death Curse, a plague that's taken over the land. Very mysteriously, no one knows why or how it happened. But anyone who's passed away recently has become afflicted with it and has slowly begun to rot away, for lack of a better term. And Galia was one of these. Like I said, you met at their funeral, and you were approached by a mysterious duo who claimed that they needed your help in order to honor Galia's dying wishes and to stop the death curse. You accepted the pair's offer and went to help the group known as the Harpers to extract information from a dangerous lich known as the Duchess of Rot. You infiltrated her cellar of her tower in the Cloakwood, fought off many kinds of undead and braved plenty of traps, before stealing her spellbook as the Harpers distracted the lich, before exiting and then dealing with the wounded lich, before, in an epic finale, not only extracting the information you need, but dealing the final blow to the lich itself. Impressed with your work, Syndra Sylvain and her partner have expressed interest in giving you more work related to this death curse that's currently plaguing the land. You all come back to Baldur's Gate after these events, and you've currently spent around a day or so in the city, resting up and recouping from your previous adventure, before you've all decided that it might be wise to go visit Syndra again and see what she has to say. And with that, the curtain opens on Baldur's Gate.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Since this is most likely the first recording, should we once again introduce our characters briefly? Who is who and whatnot?
If you'd like to do so.
Very well then. I could start. So I am playing as Marcus Magda, an assassin with a mysterious past and a lot of hardship, but that is all for now. And he's also human.
Nice. I'll go next. I play Farouk Exum. I am a half-elf paladin. Farouk isn't much of an adventurer himself, but he's been on adventures. But he's very close to Galia, where he was at a point, which is why he's been very compelled to go on a series of adventures in order to find what took her life. He's pretty tall. He's got dark tan skin and dirty blonde hair that goes past his shoulders. And that's about it.
All right, I play Delvist Rakpel Helfilmo. He's sort of a little gnome guy. He's naive. He doesn't really get the whole adventuring thing. He sort of accidentally became a sorcerer, and he's joined up with the party to help find justice for Galia.
I'm Uzu Riverwall. I am a pureblood, and I joined the party because I got bored of being an astrologist. also to help out.
I'm playing Brennan, a Forge cleric, a human one. Middle-aged, black hair. Yeah, and also joined to figure out how to reverse the death curse.
And I am Gavin Stormshallow. Bronze tan skin, black hair, brown eyes, rough looking fellow of the earth. I'm a druid, and my life was once saved by Galia, and now I will do everything I can to repay that debt.
Indeed, a brave group. As you walk the roads of Baldur's Gate, you take a minute to reflect on the current epidemic facing the Sword Coast. For the past several days, the talk of the streets and the taverns has all been about the so-called death curse, a wasting disease afflicting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day, slowly but steadily sliding towards the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they can't be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they've ever received the miracle in the past or whether they want to in the future. Temples and scholars of the divine magic and clerics of all sorts are at a loss to explain what may be causing the curse that has affected maybe the entire region and possibly the entire world. Right. And as you guys are all walking, whether you're as a group or individually, you've all been invited to the home of Cinder Sylvain, who you don't know much about, but you know she is a retired adventurer, and you've heard that she's some sort of merchant. This is the masked figure that took some sort of interest in you after your previous mission with the Duchess of Rot. It's not long before you approach a nicer looking home in the residential quarter of Baldur's Gate. A uniformed attendant leads you all up to a grand staircase up to the third floor, and then ushers you into a wood-paneled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and a heavy table bearing goblets and bottles of wine. The darkly paneled walls are hung with maps and sea charts. Racks, shelves, and cabinets hold hundreds of more maps and sea charts. These things are just everywhere. It's a wealth of information on plenty of different areas around the Sword Coast as you look around. You can see that a person is seated in an overstuffed chair by the fire. You do recognize this person as the masked figure from before. It's hard to discern a gender, but you've been told that Cinder is female. Other than that, it's impossible to discern under the heavy blankets that are draped over the chairs. The embroidered hood and the silver mask completely obscure any facial expression. Even the person's dry, raspy voice really doesn't provide much of a clue. Help yourself to wine and seat yourselves, friends. I hope I may call you that.
Sure, what? Sure, I never pass down wine. I never pass a chance to drink. And I find the nearest wine bottle and and also goblet or whatever, and pour it down and have a drink.
Gavin stands near the door, looking uncomfortable, as he doesn't do well indoors.
Farouk is going to take a seat but not touch any wine.
Brennan is joining Marcus in the wine drinking.
I will also have some wine.
I just stand behind Marcus.
Is the wine good?
Yes, it seems to be of a fine quality.
Sweet.
So as some of you enjoy the wine, others stand or sit around. The figure simply sits and watches, waiting for you to make the first move.
Well, we're here. What is it you want? Of us.
I was an adventurer years ago. I died once and was raised from the dead. I have since closed the door on that stage of my life. However, the death curse you've heard about has struck me. I don't know how much longer I'll last before I perish. Clerics have no help to offer, stymied by what is happening. My contacts in the Harpers have learned that the cause of the death curse is the necromantic artifact called the Soulmonger. You will no doubt remember this as you were there firsthand. According to what we have learned, the Soulmonger is somewhere in Cholt. She pauses.
Where is that exactly?
Cholt is a peninsula ringed with mountains, choked with rainforests, enormous reptiles, savage goblins, and an army of undead prowl its jungles and ruins. Mapping the place has always been nigh impossible, and nothing is known about the region's current geography beyond a few miles from the coast.
You know,
It
if
is-
you want. Okay.
It is truly a land of legend and lore, untamed wilds and beasts.
You know, if you wanted us to help you, you're not really making a good selling pitch, if you ask me.
At the mention of undead, Gavin gets a disgusted look on his face. Well, as for my part, I will definitely seek this item out.
On behalf of myself and of the late Galia Runeleaf, I would ask that you, more young, spry, capable young warriors, would seek out the Soulmonger and end this terrible curse before it is too late for me. I will be able to reward you handsomely if you do so. I have acquired a collection of magical items and artifacts that I would allow you to select from should you finish this task.
How many and what exactly are we talking about? In terms of, like, I don't know, quality or rarity?
I have quite the extensive collection. However, that should be enough to pique your interest for now.
I don't know. Never liked needing ambiguity when taking on a job.
What do the others say?
Sindra, I don't mean to be rude, but why would you possibly give such an important task to us? Clearly, you have connection to the Harpers, who have much, much larger resources than we do.
Yes, indeed. However, I believe you are just as well equipped as the others.
The
Yep.
others?
You are not the first.
Oh. So we're Team B, eh?
What happened to the others?
What do you think?
They have never returned.
Did I mention the place was dangerous?
Chult is an area of unexplored, unimaginable danger. However, having seen your prowess firsthand, I am confident in my choice.
Okay, lady. First off, you might, use your items are intrigue to interesting these couple of newbies. But me, as I consider myself a far more experienced professional in the art of killing and whatnot, I think you kind of have to sweeten the pot, not just for me, but for the entire group. If you expect us to wander off in some dangerous jungle thing with undead and whatnot, goblins and whatnot.
I could potentially front some gold if that would cover the costs.
Forgive me for interrupting, but if you have such an extensive collection of magical items, surely some of them would help us in this quest.
Perhaps.
He's right, I think maybe instead of gold, we could take one or two, one of your lesser stuffs that could not only help us in achieving our goal, but also would be a service to some sort of first upfront payment. Okay, we get a little thing this, and once we finish the job, we get something else. Sounds pretty good to me.
I was once an adventurer, and I know all too well what it means to receive a reward before a task is complete. If I were to give you the items now, there would be no guarantee that I would ever see you again.
But I didn't say all the items, maybe just.
I do not mean to give you all my items. I simply will offer you a few upon the completion.
Didn't you just listen to what I said? Maybe first one before we do the job, and then after we finish the job, we come back and ask for another one.
My offer stands.
Your greed is astounding.
What? Oh yeah. What's 34?
I believe our friend is merely trying to assure our success. This mission is very important.
See, this guy has business idea. This guy's a business mind and a business kind.
Syndra.
I don't. Something that may interest you, my dear friends, is that in addition to being a very dangerous place, Chult is often renowned as a land full of glorious, unfound treasure. There have been countless tales and legends of cities of gold, pirates' treasure hoards, and rubies and diamonds the size of palms. I suspect that should people of your caliber, adventuring types, should you go there, you should return with enough wealth to outrival even me.
Yeah, hypothetical riches aren't really enough to convince me, you might convince these jackanapes or whatnot, but yeah. Seriously, you're not really making a compelling case.
Then perhaps I have chosen the wrong group. This is troublesome.
Well, you also not seem if we don't end this death curse, you might wither away tit by tit, so you really don't have anything you're not in a great place to bargain with, at least me.
Syndra remains silent at this.
The assassin does not speak for me. I don't need any prepayment. I understand. If you give us your items and we die, then the death curse is still out there and you are out of items. I'm doing this for Gallia.
Brennan nods in agreement. As
The
far as
others, the others can do what they please, but I have made my decision.
Finally,
Yeah,
some sense.
I don't. Yeah, I don't speak for them. I'm just kind of looking out for myself since A, I'm not an adventurer, and B, I'm way more skilled than any of these clowns, to be honest. Wouldn't have made it out of that lich tower without me.
Turning to Farouk and Brennan, you can almost feel a smile from under that thick mask. I knew friends of Gallia would not disappoint me.
I mean, yeah, she was pretty close to me too, but still gotta look out for my own benefit too.
Even though my life is on the line, I hope you know that what you're doing is for all of Faerun, and possibly the world.
Of course, I have accepted.
Marcus, you can go or you can stay. But
Hmm.
not going, you gain nothing.
Well, true, but I also lose nothing, aka my life. And,
Oh,
you know,
but
I'm
you
not
do.
sure.
If the curse continues, you do.
No, what I've gathered from the rumors and firsthand, it seems to only affect like people who like come back from the dead and whatnot. So I just keep my hide alive and stuff, and I'll live a
For
pretty
now.
progress life.
For
One
now.
would be surprised how death can creep up on one.
Yeah,
Easy,
see, but
easy, Sintra.
yeah, but see, you kind of people who like to do the adventuring thing, like choose to go to like dangerous ruins and dungeons to like fight dragons and the what's nots. Me, I got a survival sense. Let's just say that, or like of self-survival.
You don't know much about me, Rogue. I am a simple tavern owner. I am not an adventurer. I have never been one. But when I see something important, I am willing to sacrifice.
Well, I guess
Agreed.
our definitions of important don't really line up and whatnots.
No sense of greater good, then, I suppose.
Yeah, give or take.
Well then, seeing as how most of you have already come to some sort of agreement, she stretches her hand across the room, working from dozens of sea charts, log books, and explorers' journals. I assembled everything known about the current state of Chult into one map. I'll provide it to you if you undertake my mission. When you're ready to depart, I will teleport us all to Port Nyanzaru, the only major settlement in Chult. I've been there several times before, so there's little chance of mishap.
Does not your magic draw on your life force?
I will be fine. It is something I have become accustomed to, and at this point, conventional sea travel is out of the question. Once there, I'll stay with a friend named Wakanga Utamu. He's one of the 7 merchant princes who rule the city.
It is as you wish.
You know what, lady? Let's make an agreement. Let's say that if we complete this quest, or whatever you people call this, we get 2 magic items and also 100 gold on top of that. How's that sound?
End the death curse,
Yes, of course, that's
and
the deal.
then we will talk.
Rogue, Do you want 20 gold from me?
Oh,
I will pay you to just come.
really? See, this guy sees like professionality right in front of him. But still, 20 gold is.
21.
I find it hard to believe that Galia ever put up with the likes of you.
Oh, we
I
actually
am-
have a lot in common.
I am truly sorry to see her memory sullied by such greed.
Do you want like my half-eaten loaf
I
of
mean-
bread too?
I mean, I mean, sure, she was nice and all. Like, we had good times and whatnot, but still, like, she died, I'm not, and we have to continue on. And you know, respecting those who came past is important, but still, everyone has their own life to go on. But you know, make it 22 gold, and you got yourself a deal.
I'll
Alright,
throw
I'll
the
make it
extra one.
23 just to seal the deal. And we
Ooh.
continue.
I'm even better. I haven't lost my edge in bargaining. You got yourself a deal. Okay, let's go to that.
All right,
Oh,
so
wait a minute.
I hand you 23 gold and I give you a stupid smirk.
What the fudge?
Thank you.
all right, so Galia holds out a piece of paper, and the attendant that's been sitting, standing in the corner of the room, takes it and hands it to Farouk. And you all can see that this is the map that Sindra must have been talking about.
Handing the map to me. Brave choice. I'm very bad with directions.
All right. See, you see this sort of map that is sort of half filled in. It's got a bunch of empty white space in the middle.
Where
Yeah,
was the
it's a
place you said
huge
we were
map.
going again?
Port Nyanzaru.
Okay, at the
Up
top
north.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
So, well then, it seems our time is upon us. Gather your things.
So how long till we like go there and stuff? Do we got like a day or like an hour? What nuts? Because we probably should buy equipment and what's nuts.
Oh, I am ready at the moment. However, if you require more time, I could perhaps spare whatever you may need. What is it you require?
Well, I was thinking of maybe chatting with some old friends first to possibly gather more information on not only this death curse thing, but also maybe possibly this Chult place.
We are speaking to someone who is a foremost expert at the moment. I think we know all that we will know.
You never know what some of my acquaintances can know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, my hooded friend. But were you not there as you extracted the information that no organization could get from Zaldara the Lich herself?
Yeah, but that was like scary, lich, supernatural stuff. You know,
And that is how we know the Soulmonger is in Chult.
Fair point, I guess. You think, can you like buy like crossbow bolts and whatnot from that Chult, or do they like cost more?
I'll make you
What?
some.
Port Nyanzaru has plenty to offer in the means of wares.
No, you know what? Actually, Brennan pulls out his case of 20 crossbow bolts and just throws it over to him.
Ah,
Hey, do you want mine too?
okay, well, is it like a question? What is like the Forgotten Realms equivalent of Christmas?
I believe it's midwinter.
Midwinter. Well, this seems like. Well, is it midwinter already? Sure, I'll take it. How many crossbow bolts is it?
20 from Brennan.
And 20 for me too.
Nice.
So 40.
Well, I'm good to go.
Right.
I
So.
am
Oh, go ahead.
one of the. I am otherwise good, Cintra. I would request you deliver a letter for me, if possible.
Of course.
I would like this letter to go to my mother, Ilyana. She runs the Sleeping Forest Tavern in town.
Oh, of course. I will have one of my attendants send it out post haste.
Thank you very much. If I disappeared into the night without telling her, she would be a lot scarier than anything we would face in Trolt. Easy, easy.
Apologies. Well then, you hear some groaning noises as Syndra struggles to her feet with the help of the uniformed attendant, thick robes covering her entire body. She begins to wave her hands around, start an incantation, and the room begins to glow a deep purple. It's not too much longer before a vacuum sort of sound sucks all the air from the room, and your consciousness goes black for an instant before suddenly a bright light breaks through that, and you can feel that the spell must have worked because you are not in the same place any longer.
When there comes darkness, like Marcus is like, he doesn't use magic like God. He's like, ah, 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 ah. Did it work?
All right. So, like I said, a bright light shines through your eyes, almost blinding at first. And as you open them, you see a tropical city under a blazing sun. The familiar sounds of a harbor, creaking ropes, slapping waves, and heavy barrels rolling across the cobblestones mingle with voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the smells of the fish, tar, and canvas, and it's overall just a very exotic harbor feeling. Beyond all that, you have landed in Port Nyanzaru. It is unlike anything you've ever seen. It's very tropical, almost an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of green, blue, orange, salmon pink. Their walls are adorned with murals and pictures of giant reptiles, mythic heroes. Their sports baskets on buildings and clay urns, colorful flowers, all kinds of sort of African design here. You can see just a crowd of children runs past, dressed in feathered hats and capes, and a cat-like performer plays an odd-sounding instrument in the streets as a gigantic lizard stomps past and roars behind them. The whole city just seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, singing, all kinds of things. It's a lot to take in at once.
Yeah, Marcus is spiking like, what are these? What are those giant lizards? Are they dragons? Whatnot?
All right, so we got a map of this city right here.
So, like, where are we in the city at the moment?
Right now, you're sort of in the middle area, sort of right here.
All right.
Yeah, so you landed in what appears to be this harbor district.
Is Syndra with us?
Syndra is with you. She is seems to be doubled over at the moment, resting herself from what was probably a large exertion. But other than that, yes, she is with you. Other than that, though, it is just you six. 7 if you count.
The attendant didn't come with us.
Nope.
I'm gonna go over and assist Syndra to her feet.
Thank you, my friend.
I ask her, like, what are those giant lizard things?
Those are what are known in these parts as dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. I've heard those stories before. They come through the taverns often.
Exotic lizards, reptiles from ancient times. Quite amazing creatures, though. You might try to stay near the ones that are, well, that are domesticated rather than wild.
Oh,
You do notice that most of these things that you can see right now are being used as beasts of burden. Even some of them, you can see some of these big four-legged creatures stomping around have cranes attached to their back that their workers are using to lift boats out of the water and use pulleys on. It's it's like nothing you've ever seen before. And yeah, these are dinosaurs.
and I thought fighting and killing a lich would be the craziest shit I'd see.
A strong beast like that must be great for business.
Yes, they are quite a commodity in Port Nyanzaru. However, I believe it is about time for me to retire. I am a bit tired now. I will go see my friend Wakongo Tamu. You may come if you wish. However, if you wish to find separate lodgings, that may also benefit you, as Wakanga does not accept long-term guests.
I believe we can find separate lodging, although I would like to escort you to your friend's house. Make sure
That
we
is-
I would also like to escort, yes.
Not extort.
No. Escort is, if she dies or something bad happens, then we don't get paid.
A bit of a Freudian slip there.
Yeah, Freudians.
Yeah, intentional slip, actually.
Very well, we shall see, Wakanga. Though keep in mind, if you wish to stay the night, I may work something out, but after this, you may need to look into some of the local inns. I hear the Thundering Lizard is usually a good choice for those who are looking for a raucous time. However, if you'd like a good night's sleep, Kaya's House of Repose might be more of your cup of tea. Just keep that in mind.
Thank you very much.
All right. And as you start helping her through the streets, you guys start moving towards where Sendra leads you.
What's the demographic here? Like, is it all humans, all elves? Like, is it just an intermix of races?
Yeah, no. So, from what you can see, a good percentage of these locals appear to be dark-skinned humans, probably natives, probably Choltons. There are there's a scattering of other races, though. You can see what you know to be some variant of Tabaxi. You can see like a scattering of the other like minor humanoids, like a few elves, a few halflings, such and such. But other than that, it's a good percentage of them are human.
Okay.
Starting to kind of remind me of Callum.
But yeah, no, you walk through the streets of the city, and again, it's just very bright and very, very colorful. As you go through, you can see that these big dinosaurs are wheeling around and hauling carts, towing boats. You also run across what seems to be a pit where humans are riding these dinosaurs in races down the streets, desperately just barely hanging on as these things gallop down, barely under their control. All these exotic plants you've never seen or heard of, flowers, greeneries, vines. They just cover all the walls, giving it sort of a ancient feel. You can sense that the city is probably very old. There's also a wall that goes around the edge of the city, as sort of what you assume to be some kind of defensive mechanism.
What sort of like dinosaurs are there? Are they like all like one type of dinosaur, or are there different ones?
There are many different types of dinosaurs around the city. Mostly what you're seeing right now in the harbor district, and as you move along the city streets, are these big, heavy, four-legged beasts of burden type of dinosaurs that are used to haul things. However, you can, as you look at you pass some of the races and some of the other things, you can see two-legged beasts with sharp claws and teeth, and some more different varieties.
What kind of one they used for the racing?
What's that?
For the ones that were racing, what kind of dinosaurs were used there?
You can see a variety as you pass the spot where it is. It looks like right now there's a combination of these big four-legged guys plodding along, and in another lane there's a bunch of smaller, like medium-sized little dinosaurs with these sharp little claws that run along and race very fast across the track.
Marcus gets kind of curious about the short, like sharp claw types.
Akin to velociraptors, for those who are wondering.
Yeah, I know,
but
I kind of.
It's not too long before you notice that you've reached sort of a finer part of the city. These buildings that you're around are much grander, much more grandiose than the others. They seem to bespeak almost royalty, you'd assume. And coming up to one of these villas, Syndra points. This is where we are arriving at. This is the home of Wakango, Tama, my friend.
Do all your friends live in such humble abodes?
If you wish to come, you may.
I believe I will take my leave for now.
I'm assuming you guys are following.
Oh yeah.
Question, Syndra. You know, I saw earlier back those little, like small, like sharp
Interesting.
claws dinos. Are those like called also dinosaurs, or do they have like different names?
Am I back?
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. What was the last thing you heard?
We heard everything
I
right up
think
until you.
I don't think we missed anything.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't hear anything for like the last 30 seconds, so.
Okay, I asked like Syndra about what like those smallish, sharp-clawed dinosaurs are.
I believe they are known as velociraptors. Very deadly.
Ooh. Could you possibly train them?
The natives of Port Nyanzaru are much more knowledgeable than I on this. You might try speaking to some of the trainers.
Interesting. Thanks for the information.
All right. So basically, you're outside this villa now. Syndra is waiting outside, sort of beckoning you guys to come in if you wish. Are you all following her in?
Farouk will follow.
I'll go
Yeah,
in
we
too.
escort her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not like a quick visit or whatnot?
Do you mind putting Syndra's friend's name in the chat so I can copy it?
Yeah.
It's quite a name.
Syndra's
Let's-
friend.
Yeah.
the guy
The guy who owns the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Wakanga Atamu.
Right, that was
Jeez.
close, but very far away.
I was very far away.
Gavin will follow, but he's obviously uncomfortable.
All right. So you guys enter what seems to be a very nice looking building, and I will get you tokens for this because I actually have a map.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, Brennan.
And that's a big house.
Delvest.
Oh snap! Yeah.
Yes,
I
no.
can't
This villa is very large.
I can't see nothing.
Yeah, you'll see it when you get your token.
You're almost there.
Okay.
We're like tiny compared to it. Holy
Ah.
crap!
Jeez. We're as small as bunkers right now.
So we have a map for this. That's never a good thing.
That's sort of what I was thinking.
All right. So I had a token for Syndra. Let me go ahead and grab it since I can't seem to find it. Grab it from this other page.
It's music though.
That's nice.
Two.
Sadly, I can't like put on the music since I would have to like constantly put like push to talk and stuff. It's kind of annoying for me.
Here
Yeah,
we
your
are.
microphone is picking up the.
All right. So you guys go ahead with Syndra, and she goes ahead and confidently pushes open the doors of the villa, revealing
Oh.
a small a small entrance area. It's sort of a breezy tiled courtyard type thing. At least, well, the entranceway is a little bit stuffy, but the two guards there recognizing Syndra, go ahead and cross their spears and open the door, revealing the more breezy, more open tiled area inside. They motion for you to move through. Cinder goes at the forefront.
What sort of guards are they? They look terrifying.
I know. Real buff.
Coming with us.
Yes, they are escorting you in.
Ugh.
Right, and they point you to the room to the right, which is where Cinder goes. This room is well lit as well, with a nice rug spread out across the floor and pillows, which appear to be for sitting, as Cinder seats herself on one and crosses her legs and folds her hands and waits.
Only 4 pillows, someone doesn't get a pillow.
Master will be with you momentarily.
No, I like.
I have
maybe-
room on my pillow. Just saying.
I like go to like.
Oh, wants to share a
Raptor's
pillow.
Also, like trying to like kind of push him into like the side or like trying to make room for both of us.
Well, I'm small, you can fit.
Okay, nice.
I just
can
sit
sit
next
on
to
your
Syndra on the ground.
And again, Gavin stands near the door, looking awkward and out of place. And not very
Jeez.
happy.
You don't want to get in on the pillow sharing.
No, thank you.
Jeez, do you like ever relax? I like say to like Gavin. I like to Gavin.
Sorry. I must ask that you do your best to respect Wakanga. He is a friend of mine, but as I have not neglected to mention, he is one of 7 merchant princes that practically rules the city. Insulting a merchant prince is one of the gravest offenses in Port Nianzaru.
We promise to be on our best behavior.
And with that,
And we all
Gavin
look
looks
over
at
Marcus.
Gavin looks at
Yes,
Marcus.
everyone looks at Marcus.
And
Yeah.
while I will say that murder is technically illegal in Port Nianzaru, contracts can be taken out.
A question: are these like sort of nobles or whatnot, or like what does that mean to be a merchant prince?
You hear footsteps coming. And before long, you see a tall, black-skinned man wearing a turban stride into the room, and his face lights up as he sees Syndra. Syndra! Ah, my good friend. I was wondering when you would return. And I see you brought friends.
Brennan stands up and bows.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wakanga Utamu. I am one of the 7 merchant princes that rules Port Nianzaru.
We have heard.
Gavin Stormshallow of the Stormshallow Grove in the Western Heartland. And he bows slightly.
Now, what may I ask? What brings you to my humble abode?
Well, we were kind of like bringing this like Syndra here, and also enjoying this pillow. But very fluffy, I must admit.
I am glad you enjoyed them. They are quite expensive. Made from the finest silks I can afford.
I wouldn't have told Marcus that.
What do you mean?
We have it on good authority that the cause of the death curse is in Schult. You see Wakanga's face suddenly grow clouded and a bit confused. I see. Well then, I could never have imagined that such a dreadful affliction could be coming from Schult. What makes you think that?
Well, we basically learned from a very scary lich that we kind of killed. I don't know if that's entirely a reliable source of information, but hey, if Syndra says it's okay, I probably think it's accurate.
I see. So this is why Syndra has brought you along. You are to discover where this death curse is in Schult. Very well. I can help you as I see fit. However, I do not know the information you seek. I will do whatever I can to aid you, of course. A friend will do what a friend must. If any of you are in need of purchasing potions, scrolls, or other magical items, I am the one who deals them in this town. My prices are final, and they are the only ones you will find in this city. But they are fair, and I will always have a good stock.
Business sense, I like it.
Sorry, sir, but isn't there 7 merchant princes? Wouldn't the others also be selling things?
A keen observation. But however, each merchant prince deals in their own area of expertise. I am the resident prince who resides over lore, information, and magical items and artifacts. There are 6 others who each have their own areas that they buy, sell, and regulate. This is how Port Nyanzaru has run for quite some time.
Would fine pearls be something you sell?
Looking for spell components, are we?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I believe I might have a few gems of which you may speak. However, if you're looking for something purely cosmetic, you might also try the market.
It's spell components. I'd like to talk after we're done here, if that's possible.
Of course, my friend.
I got a couple of questions, if you may, Mr. Otamu, was it?
Yes.
Okay. First question: what are the exact things that the other merchant princes are selling? Like which deals in which and whatnots?
Well, now that you ask, he says as he scrolls.
It says I have to find this pile of information you just asked for.
Well, get ready for like 2 hours of explaining.
Nah. I see you are new to Port Nyanzaru, so allow me to give you the rundown, as they say. First off, there is a Kene Afa. She deals in weapons, traveling gear, and other, well, things of that variety. She was once a great gladiator in her time as well. There's also Ifan Taroa, a greedy, conniving man. He is often, I think, jealous of my magical power. But he sells beasts and beast training. Then there is Jessamine. Jessamine deals in plants, poison, and assassination. If you wish someone dead, you must go through Jessamine. From her, you can purchase a writ, so to speak. And once you have this, you may legally commit the murder, he says with a darkened face. It is not something I approve of, but it is sometimes necessary. For an added fee, I hear they will even do it for you. Beware of Jessamine. She is dangerous. Then there is Jobal. Jobal deals in guides and sellswords. I imagine you'll be talking to him quite soon if you plan on acquiring a guide if you plan on traveling out into the jungle. I would not recommend going out without a guide. It is quite dangerous. Lastly, there is Quayote. She deals in fruit, wines, tej, oils, perfume, and insect repellent, of all things. You'd be surprised how common and how highly sought this is. Oh, and I could never forget Xanthi, of course, one of the oldest members of our little group. She deals in gems, jewelry, cloth, and armor. Some say she has royal blood in her veins. Others say she's just an old coot, but all give her the respect she deserves. I believe that about sums it up.
Okay, thanks for that. Second question. Are there any places of intrigue in this city, like stores, marketplaces, like maybe little temples and whatnots? You know, somewhere we could I don't know, go and do stuff.
I do not mean to brag, friends, but Port Pianzaru is completely full of such places. If you're looking to purchase things, I would suggest the Grand Sou, the Red Bazaar, or perhaps even the Jewel Market if you are a heavy spender. If you're looking for divine assistance, there's the Temple of Savras, the Temple of Gond, and the Temple of Sune. All deal with different needs of the city. Savras deals with knowledge and information. Gond is a god of metalworking and craft. Sune, as you might well know, is the goddess of beauty. The temple patrons are often treated very well there. If you are concerned with fashion, you might check it out.
Well, thank you. That's all I want to know.
One more note. While I don't have any information on this death curse you speak of, if you check in with Grandfather Zitembe at the Temple of Savras, he may be able to help you. He is a renowned seer, and his wisdom has often been consulted on critical matters.
What was that name again? That last name?
What was any of the names?
I wrote most of them down, but I don't. It's like the spelling's not sure.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez Louise. Like, so much to know, so much to keep track of.
Yeah.
I
I gave
got
up
it all
on
down,
writing
but
like
just-
halfway through that.
Just not the correct spelling, probably.
I can see that some of you are looking overwhelmed. It is fine, it is fine. There is plenty to see and do in the city, and if you simply ask, I'm sure you will find whatever you are seeking with little problem. In fact, a little coin often greases the wheels, no?
That is true.
Very.
Mhm.
Regardless, I have matters I must attend to, and I must find Cinder suitable quarters, as she is looking rather tired. However, if you need anything, you may schedule an appointment with me to meet at Golden Throne should you require my assistance further.
Thank you very much.
About the pearl, sir.
Of course, yes, of course. What kind of rarity were you looking for?
Well, it's out of character. It's for the spell identify.
I figured.
Yeah. What kind of spell would that be?
I mean, you could probably just tell him you're looking for something for your identification spells.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm looking. You know, yeah, you're probably familiar with the spell identify. Have
Yes.
misplaced my pearl.
Of course. I will grab one of my attendants to go get one of them for me. And he strides out of the room for a moment. You hear him say something in a language you don't understand before striding back into the room. Same confident face as ever. He will be back shortly. I'm assuming you have the payment on you, correct?
Of course.
All right then. It seems our business is concluded. Any final questions before I leave you in your most capable hands?
You said you specified magical items, right?
Why, yes.
Could you perhaps tell me anything about this? And I'm gonna give him that pink crystal that we snagged from the Lich's cage.
Oh yeah, the blood pool. The blood pool.
We have
Okay.
a couple of
No, I mean
crystals.
that I have the first crystal. I mean, you're gonna identify
Hmm.
that gem from the blood fountain thing, right? Conceivably.
I'm
This-
going to, yeah, that's why I'm getting the pearl.
I can't say that I've ever seen anything like this before. It seems... He sort of squints at it. It seems almost artificial in the way that the crystalline structures run.
Interesting, as we found it coming out of the ground.
Did anything happen when you did so? When you found these?
Well,
Well,
when
Bit of an
Yeah, go
embarrassing
tell 'em,
story.
guys. Go tell him,
Fucking
guys.
spiders.
Go ahead.
It teleported us to a
Yeah.
different room.
As I thought. It seems these crystals were a trap laid by someone with potent magical prowess to lure someone with the intent of trapping those who are filled with greed.
Thank you kindly for your information. No, but greed, huh?
Gavin,
It
who
might
was
be.
reaching in his pack to pull his out, thinks better of it after he says that. Doesn't do it.
However,
it
it
reflects
could-
poorly on me.
It could still fetch a decent price from someone whom does not know as much of the arcane as I do. If you were simply to peddle it off to someone who wanted a shiny rock, you might get a good price.
Wait, so you can't like use it to teleport or whatnot? It's just a piece of rock.
I have a feeling that was more a part of the curse or magical effect placed upon crystal itself.
Ah. Well, I don't
Also-
know magic, so yeah.
I found this amulet a while ago. Any chance you can tell me what it is?
Sure.
I like how we're doing this, like as he's trying to leave.
I know.
It's like, wait.
No.
The symbol. I am not particularly religious, but it is hard to ignore the holy symbol of such a foul deity.
Okay, thank you.
This is, I can see from your face the confusion. This is the holy symbol of Asmodeus, the Lord of the Hells.
Lord of the Hells.
Yes. He does not have much worship, which is why you may not have recognized it at first. I
Thank
would be careful wearing that around any particularly good aligned holy figures.
Note taken. Thank you.
He walks over and grabs Syndra's arm. Well then, it is about that time. Syndra, allow me to escort you to one of my finest rooms. Thank you. And friends, do not delay. With every day the death curse grows stronger.
You got
You
it,
are-
lady.
You are our only hope.
We will do this for you, Master Cinder.
As
We'll try
Cinder,
our best.
as Cinder passes Gavin, he'll slightly bow and say, "My lady."
You see a slight nod from Sandra as she goes past. Right, and as they leave, the two guards from the other room come up and motion towards the door. It seems your time here has officially been concluded, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, seems fine to me. Like we don't have any other bit here.
Did the assistant come out of the pearl before we escorted out?
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. As they escort you to the door, a dark-skinned dude in a tunic runs forward with a small wooden box in his hands, and he kneels before you, slides open the top of the box, and you see a small white pearl inside. Specifically, one that looks like it would be just about the right price for what you need.
Great.
Did you ever pay
so-
him?
Yeah, I hand him over a pouch of coins with 100 gold in it,
Right. You
and I flip him another gold coin. Say thanks for bringing this.
you see a gigantic grin coming across this guy's face as you just see all these magnificent white teeth as he dashes away just as quickly as he came, with a quick shout in a language that you don't understand.
Okay.
Is it possible he may have been giving you the pearl for free?
Well,
Maybe.
you just tipped him like 100 gold in that case.
Well, the guy did say like he.
Yeah, he did ask if I had the money on me.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Possible. Alright.
All right, and that brings us back out into the streets of Port Nyanzaru.
Whereabouts are we now?
Great question. Let
Which
me go
house
ahead and-
was this guy's big fancy house?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like in the northwest-ish area.
I was looking at the south.
Yeah, I thought we were in the south.
Wait, no, it's the east. Why is this map sideways?
Oh god, that's weird.
That is weird.
Is the oh it is wow
Look at
You
that.
you can rotate it.
yeah.
That'd make it
That
even
would- that
more
would-
confused, because it would just get even weirder.
You can
Yeah.
rotate it without actually moving it. This thing you can right click on it and rotate it.
So yeah, it's the southwest technically.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean actually, you guys are in the western part
West.
right now.
Okay. West,
Okay.
east.
Oh.
Yes, you are in the northwestern part, right around here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, neat.
This whole stretch back here is fancy buildings and villas.
Okay, so I turn to the group and say, okay, what do you fellas want to do first?
Well,
We mentioned finding a guide, right?
before we find
Yeah,
a guide,
we
we
should
should
find a
know where
guide.
we're going.
I feel like we should find
good
some
point.
sort of lodging for the day at least.
No, I mean the guide would help us get to a place if we
Yeah,
know
we do-
where
we do
we're
know where
wanting to
that
go.
is.
So
Mm.
maybe
Like
we
what,
should maybe we should do some research on the histories of this island, or as we know
Yeah.
nothing about it.
what time is it? Like, is it like, should we be looking for a place to stay?
It's a little past midday from what you can see.
Got
The
time.
sun in the sky.
I wonder if there's a mage's tower. That may be a good place to start.
I'm actually kind of curious to visit these kind of temples and whatnot. Since religious people are so easy to dupe, they'll probably help us when we talk about we're gonna save the world. And no offense to you, Ren. What was it? Rainy?
Rogues.
This is true. The clerics may be a good source of information.
Well, I've had a long weekend. I need a drink. So if you all want to do that, I could attempt to find us some lodgings. Cinder recommended us 2 different places.
Yeah, the Thundering Lizard and the.
I didn't catch the other one.
I say Thundering Lizard. Sounds pretty interesting.
Great name.
Sounds like a happening place.
Yeah, sounds
Sounds-
like good quality place without being like too fancy and whatnot.
This sounds cheap.
I don't want
That
to
sounds good.
watch our rogue pick the clerics clean, so I'm going with Farrokh.
Can I like look for a library or something to like read up on things? Is there a library? Could I find a library?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make me an investigation check for as you search the city.
Oh,
Okay, so we like probably follow you and whatnot, or go in a group. That.
Well, it depends. Are you guys following him around, or are you going your separate way?
I think splitting up isn't a terrible idea. I think we're pretty safe
Yeah,
here.
yeah, why not? I
A
might.
few
go
people
with-
want to find some mages.
Yeah, I'd like to go first to the Temple of Soon. Those, sometimes hedonistic, beauty guys are probably the easiest to convince to help our cause.
Yeah, I'm going to not the library apparently.
I'm looking
Alright.
for Mage's
You-
Tower.
As you stumble around the city, you are completely unfamiliar with the layout and how things seem to work here. You just dodging dinosaurs and kids running through the street, and the occasional pickpocket dashing away from a merchant. You are almost completely and utterly lost at this point.
Gosh darn it.
Before we separate, I sell. Let's meet at the Thundering Lizard. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds next to the back.
Yeah, let's all meet. Let's all meet there after we've done our business.
Right. And as for Gavin, you fare a little bit better. You don't find anything resembling a library. However, you do pick up a little bit of conversation about the Temple of Savras. So
Mage
you,
Tower.
so you get the idea that might be close to what you're looking for.
Okay.
Okay, can I do an investigation check to see if I find my Temple of Soon?
Well, I mean, or you could do that, or you could simply ask around since you know where you're, you know exactly where you're going.
Okay, so I find a random jock and I kind of ask, "Hey, you, where is that Temple of Soon?"
Oh, that would be in the northwestern part of town, across the bridge.
Thank you. And I start walking there.
Wait, is northwestern? Is that converted correctly to the rotation of this map?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so it's that thing. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And I guess
Cool,
Brennan
fine.
and Farouk try to find their way to the Thundering Lizard.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have a little bit more of a walk to go through as your walk takes you down through the city, through the eastern part, and you walk your way past all kinds of merchants and things as you pass what appears to be a big marketplace, a walled-off docks area, and eventually you get to a small bazaar, a considerable bazaar area down all the way down here. After asking for some directions, you quickly find the location of both inns, which are only a few buildings away from each other. The Thundering Lizard and Kaya's House of Repose. They're both around this area.
So it's the Thundering Lizard, yes, Brennan?
Yes, seems like a good place.
What does the Thundering Lizard look like? I guess it doesn't look like shit.
So as you come up to the Thundering Lizard, you come up to this sort of red stone building, and from what you can hear the shouts coming from inside in the local dialect, and you see as you're sort of peering in, a native Cholton is thrown through the doorway out into the street before getting back up, rushing back in, and continuing to go at what appears to be a lively brawl.
Oh, this is my kind of place.
Seems lively.
You can do what you want, Brennan, but I think I'm going to put myself directly in the middle.
Oh, I'm joining you. That seems fun.
I roll up my sleeves and I run in.
All right. So two
I'm
of the
right behind him.
so two guys are fighting in here. One of them is actually a light-skinned guy. He looks like a sailor. He has a full arm of tattoos. He's big and muscular, and he's fighting a sort of lean, dark-skinned dude who is probably a native to the area. The guy who you saw got thrown out in the street. They are just decking each other in the face, going at it very hard. They seem to be pretty evenly matched.
So I run a tavern in Baldur's Gate, so I'm used to this kind of thing. So I'm going to plant myself directly in the middle of both of them.
All right, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh dear.
I thought it was going to be something like strength or something.
Oh boy.
This is not my strong suit.
All right,
Oh,
you
-1.
you just narrowly crack your head out of the way as a fist of the light-skinned sailor dude sails right past you, attempting to hook the guy past your body. Get out of the way.
I'm here to join in with the fun, my friend. Can I try to grapple the sailor guy?
Yeah, sure. Make me a. I think it's an athletics check.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right, give me 1 second here.
Man, these rolls.
Surprisingly, this guy, you go ahead and grab his arms. It's kind of suddenly for you, but he seems even more caught off guard. And you grab him, and he's struggling against you, and you've got him in a hold.
gonna-
Oh god.
Go ahead.
The dark-skinned guy still has his fists raised, but hasn't made a move.
I'm gonna kind of like nudge Brennan towards the other guy, and
I'll
I'm gonna
handle
like
this
kind
guy.
of slam the sailor guy.
I'll try to grapple the other one.
Jeez.
All right. You slam this guy onto the ground. You can go ahead and roll me a d6 plus your strength.
Who?
For Oak, and then that's your athletics. I'm gonna roll that. The dark skinned guy is also caught off guard by your intensely strong hold as you come up behind him and grab him, and he struggles against you, but is firmly held by your grasp. As
I'll
the other
throw him at the sailor guy.
as they are both tossed to the ground, and the sailor dude is actually knocked unconscious. The other guy falls to the ground, is not knocked unconscious, and lays there before trying to pick himself up. He gets to his knees and then spits onto the sailor guy's body. That's what you get when you say that kind of thing about my mother.
This is my kind of place. I pat the skinnier guy in the back and say, "Let me buy you a drink."
And who are you?
The name is Farouk, of course. Who else would I be?
Farouk. You're not from here, I imagine.
I'm from many places, but here I am not.
I like your resolve.
Can I buy you a drink?
I would say yes, but either way, the drinks will be on me.
I'm liking this place even more.
As this is my father's establishment. My name is Kualu Agolo.
Oh,
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, stranger.
I give him a Beastmaster like hand clasps thing.
Yeah, he
like Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, he's a little bit of a skinny dude, but he matches your strength and intensity with this fierce look in his eyes.
Ah, nice. All right.
Was this the guy I threw?
Yeah, that's the guy you threw.
I'm going to go up to him and apologize and say sorry for throwing you around. Didn't know you were the one.
It's fine.
Trying to throw someone on the-
We all need some sense knocked into us once in a while, and that barbarian wasn't going to be the one to do it. I swear. People come to Port Nyanzaru thinking they can walk all over the people here like we're some kind of stupid animals.
People are like that all over the place, though. I don't think it's unique to here.
Perhaps so. Regardless, mugs of Tej all around.
I clasp Brennan on the back. Good job back there. You handled yourself pretty well in the scrap.
You too. You handle yourself pretty well.
And then I grab the nearest mug and just start chugging.
All right, so mugs of this yellowish liquid is passed around. It's pretty sweet, actually, but you can you can taste that it's fermented, so it is alcoholic.
Some good day drinking right here.
Yeah.
Just a single one.
Well, I've got to get back to waiting on my guests, but if you need any lodgings or anything, feel free to speak to me.
Thank you very much, my friend. We will soon.
All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and cut to our other party members, which would be, I think we have Marcus at the Temple of Sune, and we have the other two who are looking for a library of sorts. Which one of those groups would like to go next?
What's Usu doing?
Yeah, I wanted to find a place to buy snakes.
Okay.
What?
Go ahead, guys.
Nice.
My thing can go last.
So I wanted to ask, let's say a beggar. I look for a beggar and ask.
All right. So you find a random beggar on the street, and what do you ask him?
Well, first I give him 2 gold, and I ask, is there a place for me to buy a snake or 2?
Oh, a snake. Oh, well, you didn't hear this from me, but if you're not looking to go to the princes, then you could always try. You could always try the black market.
And where is this black market?
Oh, it's all around us. All you gotta know is the right people to ask. Well, that you gotta have a certain charisma about you.
That's fine with me. Do you know where? You want to help? Or should I find another?
Well, looking down at the 2 gold coins in his hand, I suppose I could give you a few tips. He gets up off his and pulls out an old wooden cane. Because this dude is like the stereotypical beggar guy. He has the long white beard, the crazy eyes, walking around, hobbling around on his little stick. He starts showing you around to some of the more shady areas of town. Takes you to a place that he calls Malar's Throat.
Malar's Throat.
It's outside the city's walls. And it's this area over here. You can see that as you exit the walls, the buildings get a lot less. They get a lot less refined. These things are sort of ramshackle buildings, built and tied to the edges of this this cliff or this ledge here. There are also these makeshift bridges that stretch across as well. So the old man goes ahead and gives you tips on how to access this black market. And it seems that if you spend a day or spend a few hours asking around, if you make a deception check, then you can sometimes find people who are willing to buy and sell items that are going around outside of what the princes do.
Okay.
So you will have advantage on this because he's helping you out.
Mhm.
So you can go ahead and make me a deception check.
Okay. Ooh,
Neat.
very nice. So
All right.
it was an 18. I don't know if you got it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just give me 1 second. Here we are. All right. So you eventually find a shady looking hooded tabaxi
Mhm.
who is leaning against the wall. He says, "Thanks, eh?
Yes.
Interesting. Snakes are often raised in the wilds. Well, they live in the wild, that is to say.
Oh, I know.
They are not often kept as pets. But in your case, if the coin is right, I could definitely supply you with some. Were you looking for just wild snakes, perhaps to seek on someone poor, unfortunate soul? Perhaps you have a contract with Jessamine?
No contract. Just feel that a snake would be helpful in my future endeavors.
So you're looking for a companion?
You could say that.
That makes it considerably more expensive. Because you want something that is not going to attack you.
Well, out of character. I mean, I can speak to snakes, so trying to think here.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't know that.
No, I know. Okay, I say any snake will do. Honestly, I'm not so worried.
Then I tell you what. For the price of 8 gold pieces, I'll go out and catch you a whole bundle of snakes.
That works.
What a bargain.
Gee, what a deal.
I know.
All right. Give me 2 days to go out into the jungle and collect these beasts, and then meet me back here at in 2 days' time,
2 days time.
and then we will talk.
Sounds.
I require half my payment up front.
All right. Here's 4 gold.
All right. So you hand him the 4 gold. He nods, checks the pouch, and then saunters off.
Okay. And so it's gonna take 2 days. So at this point, is the beggar still with me?
Yeah, he's still with you.
All right. And now I just ask him to point me to the direction of the thundering lizard, and I pass him. Hold on. 15 gold for his help.
Oh. Being
Get 2
generous.
bags of snakes with that.
I know. I just need 1 bag, honestly. 1 or 2 snakes at most. But a bag, I'll take a bag. Why not?
All right. So he hobbles off quickly when you give him this. He points to his cane with his cane back into the city's walls, almost straight away from where you are, and maybe a little bit down, right back to here, where you find your way to the thundering lizard.
Okay. That was good. That was fun.
And you find Farouk and Brennan inside drinking and talking.
Uzu,
Yo. I mean, not
join
really.
us.
Yo.
I will join you. And I go grab a mug.
All right.
At this point, Farouk's pretty hammered, and he's just playing his lute. Really
All right.
terrible.
Okay, so is it Mike Magda time?
I believe it is.
Nice.
All right. So you head up into the top corner of the map.
Yep.
Past the, you go over this bridged area to what you're told is the Temple of Sune.
Okay, first off, do I remember anything about Sune? Like her dogma and what her followers are like?
You can go ahead and give me a history check.
History check. Pretty. 15.
15? Alright, let me see what you remember. So you know that Sune is the deity of passion and delights of the senses, goddess of beauty in all its forms, not just pleasing sights, but also sounds, taste, sense. The followers of Sune are very, well, as they're often known to be considered people of fashion and taste and things like that, but they're just also people who really care about all things beautiful.
I see. Okay, so I head up there to the temple.
All right, so you head out atop this rocky formation. You get up these steep steps. Once you get on the thing, on the actual island itself, and you walk into the temple, which is as
wait.
you'd. Oh, okay.
Before I fully walking, I take off my fake mustache and my fake wig, and also put my hood down. So you see this like completely bald guy, or maybe like take a couple of fake eyebrows to not look too weird. So I attach them on and then walk in.
All right. So
Gotta be beautiful.
So you take your first step into this chamber, which is extremely elegant and painted in all sorts of beautiful colors and dazzling lights, chandeliers, and all kinds of things. As you walk in, a brightly robed acolyte runs up to you and begins sort of picking at you and looking at your clothes and your features.
I just let him do that. Just
All right.
stand there.
Go ahead and make me a charisma check.
Okay. 0.
All right.
Oh
So
my God.
a horrified gasp goes up from the acolyte, who, seeing your dark, musty old clothes and pulls back your hood, sees your completely hairless face, is thrown a gasp, runs away, leaves you alone for a second before coming back with an entire entourage of brightly robed acolytes who all have the most concerned look on their faces. They sweep you up, like literally carry you to a little booth, to a little booth. They're not even lit at this point. They just pick you up, take you, and then they grab these brushes. They start applying all sorts of what appears to be perfume and makeup to you, and you're just doused in these smells and scents, and they start pulling at your clothes, and they take out a brightly colored robe like theirs, and they try to start getting you into it.
Wait a minute. I just came here for like asking like clothing advice on the weather.
No, please, it is our pleasure to help you in this dire crisis, friend. You are clearly in need of Sune's love.
Hey, you know what? Sure, yeah, Sune's love. Yeah, Sune, like big fan, honestly.
All right, so you just let them do their thing.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Why?
So it's not long before your old clothes and gear are stripped away and left in the corner of this little side room, and you are clothed in a bright pink robe, and your face is done up with this sort of powdery makeup, and you have hair, like eyebrows and stuff, drawn on, and you look very lovely, honestly.
Like they did like draw a pencil and whatnot, like
Mhm.
eyebrows and
Yeah.
like I said, couldn't I just use my
The-
wigs and whatnot?
The initial acolyte stands back, admires her handiwork. Is much better. Now, friend, now that we have gotten you out of such dire straits, how can we at the Temple of Sune assist you today? Well, more than we already have, of course.
Well, I thank you for your hospitality. Can I roll a deception check? Well, not now. Just kidding. My first thought. Well, I did come here to like ask about since you know I'm a newcomer to this Jolt place, and it's quite different from other places I've seen. It's not as hot and whatnot. So I came to ask since you Sune, since the forest Sune are known for like beauty and like clothing and whatnot. What would be like weather appropriate gear, for example, like for me? And I got a couple of pals, like one's in heavy armor, one's in another heavy armor, and all sorts of like gear and whatnot.
Well, it is always important to look one's best, no matter what the circumstances, whether it be in battle or in life.
Well, I'm not really asking for like prettiness or whatnot, just like kind of more practicality. Isn't there also beauty in that?
Well, yes, of course. Sune does not wish her followers to be unhappy. If you're looking to travel, you will not want to wear heavy gear of any kind. Well, unless you're accustomed to wearing so. If you're doing so, just make sure to drink plenty of water. If you don't, you could risk becoming dehydrated, and that certainly wouldn't do.
Also, like, are there like specific, like, I don't know, like clothes shops in this like town that could like maybe make some sort of like you know, this jungle prepare ready armor, like something light and whatnot?
Well, if you're looking for clothing and whatnot, you could always go through one of the merchant princes, or you could simply check in the marketplace.
Okay, so
I hear the Grand Sue has plenty of fine items, or if you're looking for something a little more mundane, the Red Bazaar might be right up your alley. If you wish, I could send one of my acolytes with you to accompany you and make sure that your appearance is kept throughout the harshness of the city.
I wouldn't want to bother you people with that. I'm sure there's
Oh, it's not a bother, really.
No. Like they might need. I'm sure there are far like more needy people in need of fashion and whatnot. But I gotta ask. Well, let's just say me and my friends are sort of like an important mission and whatnot. I don't know if like this is like your alley, but we're kind of trying to stop the. So you have heard of the death curse, right?
Oh my, the death curse. Do you mean sickness?
Oh yeah, that's sickness.
That is causing the rotting.
Yes, the rotting, the dying, and whatnot. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is most distasteful. Not beautiful at all.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So, me and my friends have, through deduction and information gathering, think that the source of this whole thing might be located somewhere in Jolt and whatnot. And we have been assigned by a person to deal with this problem.
Well, you must be very important then.
Let's say that, yes. I was thinking maybe you beloved people could, if there's any way you could assist us, that would be most appreciated. Like
I know exactly what you mean. If you bring all of your companions here, we will make sure that when you return for your heroic mural, it will be the stuff of legend.
Maybe like cut the legend part in my part. Like I don't like publicity. Just say.
But you just said you were very important, and you were out to end the death curse.
Yes, important, but like
one must always look their best, even when fighting evil.
Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah. Well, thanks. Is there like a laundry place from here? Like all this talk of beauty kind of reminded me that I have not washed my clothes in like, what is like 2 years? Yeah, 2 years.
You see her face just wrinkle in complete disgust as you say this.
Yeah, could
Just-
you have like a washing place or whatnot in here?
I would suggest the public baths. I would
Okay.
definitely suggest that.
Okay, why not? Maybe for a little wash over the
And
clothes. Even
may-
though I come accustomed to the smell.
You see her bow her head and pray a short prayer to Sune for you.
Okay, so I take my gear and equipment and like go to like public baths to find somewhere to like wash my shit.
All right. Well, we're gonna transition over to our last group before we do that, and that will be the two that are looking for our library.
Like this was just awesome.
What the heck?
All right. So you guys haven't had much luck finding a library of any sort. However, Gavin, you have an conversation you've heard. The Temple of Savras might be similar.
Hello,
Yeah. Sorry.
Gavin?
He might have got kicked out.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
I am going to. Did I find the library? I'm sorry.
You haven't actually found the library, but you've been told Temple of Savras is pretty similar.
Okay. Then I will go there. Speak to them. What do I
Yeah,
find? Sorry. I'm sorry, I got a little bit behind. My son started talking to me.
All right, back.
Oh.
I don't know why that happened again.
Discord.
Okay, there.
All right, I'm here.
Yes, I will go there.
All right.
And if I'm not too lost, I'll go with him.
You're not so lost that you don't know where Gavin is.
Okay, good.
So you two make your way to the Temple of Savras, which is actually pretty close to where you started out from. It's this big domed building here in the center of this walled area. It's actually quite ornate on the outside, and you can see the sparkling dome from quite some ways off. The entrance is open, a sort of wide open double doors area that leads inside.
All right. We'll walk through the doors.
Yeah, what's it
slowly.
look like on the inside?
All right. So on the inside, this temple is also very ornate. You can see plenty of different murals and frescoes of different figures and presumably maybe some mythological, some realistic. Up on there, plenty of different creatures as well. Some doing battles, some praying, some exploring. However, what gets your attention the most is in the middle of the main chamber is a old wizened man and three other robed men who seem to be in the middle of a heated discourse.
Can we overhear what they're saying?
Sure. Make me a perception check.
Oh God.
All right, hang on.
I can't.
I mean, they're speaking pretty loudly, but at the same time, you're caught up with looking at all this stuff. So you managed to miss a chunk of the conversation. Gavin, however, hears the majority of it, and you come in as the old man is mid-sentence, speaking calmly but firmly to these three guys who have annoyed expressions on their faces. I can't help you with what you are looking for. I don't know. Come on, old man, you're the only seer in this town. You must know something about where he is. Please, you must leave me out of this. I don't want any. And spotting you two come in. I have business I must attend to. Leave me. The three mutter amongst themselves before disgruntled turns happen, and they sort of file out. the last one shooting a dark look out back at the old man, who just sighs.
I'm
The
gonna
old
kind
man-
of accidentally bump into that one as he walks by me.
You get a oof. Watch it as he walks out. Right. So the old man's slowly walks towards you. Welcome to the Temple of Savras.
Slightly bow. Thank you. We come
I
seeking
must-
information.
Of course, as many do. Savras knows all, and will provide information to those who seek it. My name is Grandfather Zitembe. I am the head priest of this temple. I must also thank you for the timely distraction.
I am Gavin Stormshadow, druid.
And
of
I am
the
Delvis
Western Highlands.
Rakpel Helfilmo. Sorry for interrupting you. We come seeking information about the death curse.
The death curse. You speak of the rotting sickness, the one that plagues the dead.
Indeed.
Yes. Fudge, sorry.
What do you wish to know?
We, through unconventional sources, have gathered information that leads us to believe that the source of the rot is here in Chult. We would like to know, if this is true, where you might think this would be likely to happen.
You say that the death curse, as you call it, originates from our homeland.
It would appear to be so.
This is surprising news, one that I find hard to believe, but it is not impossible.
We believe it is caused by an artifact called the Soulmonger. Have you heard of such a thing?
I have never heard of a soulmonger, but perhaps I could consult the guides.
This would be most welcome.
All right. Well, seeing that earnest expression on your face, and for helping me deal with those ruffians, I will proceed with the ritual to consult the guides. Come back to me in 1 day's time, after which the guides will show me what they have seen of the origins of the death curse.
We thank you, Grandfather. Also, for helping us with this, I can't speak for everyone else, would like to help you with your problem. And he looks towards the door.
They are but a nuisance. They work for an outside organization that is looking for a man that I have never seen. Apparently, he carries an artifact that they desire. They wished to call upon my view of the guides, but the guides only show who is worthy. They were not.
Do you happen to know anything about the artifact that he is said to be carrying?
They say it is a ring. Other than that, they would not tell me. The man they seek is... Artisimber was his name, if I am saying it correctly. It is a very foreign name to me. I don't think he is from here. But whatever they wish him for, I do not believe it is for good purposes. They offered me a very, very considerable amount of jewels, which would have supported the temple for a while, but I cannot abide by such impulsive and ignorant use of my knowledge.
Well, if we come across any information, we will let you know so that you can get these father smooth people off of you.
I appreciate it. The Zentarim have been a thorn in my side for long enough.
Well, with that, we will go and return in a day.
Yes, and we shall see the wisdom that the guides provide us.
And he nods and turns and walks out the door.
I'll leave as well.
All right, you guys leave, head back out into the streets.
I suppose we should head to the pub now or whatever. The inn.
The thundering
The thundering lizard, I believe it was.
thundering lizards, indeed. Well, with that, and he looks around trying to find someone that might have that information, where to go, a local, I guess.
Yeah, you grab a local off the streets who points you down to the bazaar area down there near where the thundering lizard is located. You find it without too much difficulty.
Sweet.
All right.
Do we now return to Marcus's like laundry
It would seem so. So
Okay.
you make your way towards the public bathhouse. I'm just going to go ahead and assume you're asking for directions. One thing I will say that you've noticed is that Port Nyanzaru seems like a very clean city. The residents also seem to be pretty well on their hygiene. Probably due to something like this. As you come up to an ovular building on the eastern half of the city, all the way down here.
Yeah.
So you come down here to this big bathhouse, which is you read the local signs, some of which are in common, and people let you know. You can also see from the people lined up that this is indeed the public bathhouse. It's open to seemingly everyone in the city, and it's run by the priesthood of Sune. As you walk in, you can see that people are throwing coins into a donation bin. As they walk in, even the poorest of the beggars, who are wearing only rags, seem to at least throw in a few copper.
I kind of think in my head, wow, someone gives something for free and still people give money for it, dumbasses. And is there an exit? Like, if I wanted to leave, because I'm thinking like, okay, since these like people were not helpful like at all, maybe I should just like ditch this place and just try to spite them.
It seems that the main entrance is the one that's most visible. There might be other entrances and exits inside. It is a big building. However, it's impossible to tell from this angle.
Well, don't maybe. Why not? You know what? I'll flip a coin. I'll flip a coin to see if I like wash my clothes or just leave. Why not? Okay, why not? I'll wash my clothes. Somewhere.
All right. So you head inside. Inside, you're met with a steamy sauna-like environment where dozens and dozens of naked Sultans bathe together.
Are there like women in there?
Yep.
Nice. Nice. Okay, that's all. And I start like, I don't know, like find some random like bathtub or something and take out like a like something, and I just wash them there.
Okay, well the whole place is the bath. So you're basically in like one gigantic, not bathtub, but sauna bathtub area.
Okay.
But yeah, you go to dip in your filthy gear, and
Yeah, it was 2
and
years.
then an old wrinkled brown man sort of walks up to you. What are you doing?
I'm washing my clothes.
That voice.
Washing
This-
my clothes.
This is a bathhouse. This is
Yeah.
for washing the skin, for cleansing your heart and your mind. Not
Well,
for washing filthy gear. You could do that in a river.
Well, they said to come here.
The priesthood of Sune work hard to keep this place clean for us. Don't soil it.
Well, they said to come here. Like, do you just want me to leave or something? Like, no.
Just
they
get
have-
that
they-
dirty bag out of the water.
How about no? How about no?
Well, aren't you rude?
You know, I came all the way here. And they insisted that, oh, wash your clothes. Well, I am now washing my clothes. I open my-
Outsiders, I swear, filthy pegs, all of them. And he trudges off.
Okay. So I just clean them up and then go find a place to like put my gear back on.
All right, you go back into one of the back recesses, change back into your gear.
Okay. Do I smell better or like do I smell a difference?
Are you bathing at all?
No. I don't want to.
Not too much. I mean, you can smell the latent perfume on you, but other than that, you still kind of stink.
Okay. Now, am I alone in this like thing?
Nope, it's a wide open room. You're just in one of the back areas.
Okay. Can I find somewhere where I'm kind of more alone and stuff?
Yeah, just roll me a d20. Let's let luck decide.
Okay, or do I roll a stealth check?
No, just roll me a straight d20 to look for an open space. No one there.
then. Roll 1d20. What? I'm having terrible luck today.
Yeah, no, this bathhouse, as soon as you look for this, an entire crowd of people swarms into the bathhouse, and it is almost body to body at this point.
Okay, at this point I just try to leave.
All right, you make it out, pushing past the naked, sweaty bodies of children.
Okay, I like money in my way. Fucking followers of fucking sword. I hope that guy will. And then, okay, can I now find some sort of corner out of my eye,
Yeah, in the streets there are plenty of alleyways.
Okay, so I still have the robe of Sue, right?
Yep.
Okay, I wipe my ass with it.
Okay.
Okay, and just leave it there, just like personal revenge.
Okay.
Okay, and then I start heading back to the thundering lizard, kind of grumbled that I wasted my time. Didn't really gain anything.
All right.
I can't grab a local and say, hey, where's the thundering lizard?
All right. One of the locals points you back to the area that the thundering lizard is, and you rejoin the rest of your comrades. By this point, the day is almost over.
Okay. I am very grumpy. And I kind of try to wipe off that drawing shit that was drawn on me. Yeah. Can I do that?
Yeah, you wipe some of it off. Some of it smudges. But I don't know if you've ever tried to take off makeup, but it's a process.
Okay.
Do you do this before or after you join us?
I'm assuming after.
Everybody's just sat at the table, smudging his face and looking horrific.
Okay, so
Just
can I
staring
see it?
at you.
Can I see my group?
Yeah.
Hi guys, how was your day?
Who the hell are you?
Better than yours, I think.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I just went to the temple. They carried me off, called me filthy and stuff, and I gained basically nothing. So yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Incredible day. Be productive. And this is, kids, why you don't waste time with religious people. Yeah, you know, beside the ones that can like heal you and whatnot and smash shit. But other than that, don't bother.
You say that,
if you ask
and
me.
the cleric in your party just frowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said specifically that you are kind of used with your like healing and smashing stuff. I mean, like
You'll be useful
Ron-
as well sometime.
Ron will.
I don't know. I found my encounter to be rather helpful.
Yeah, let's hear what you had found out.
I'm
Mm.
getting something useful, so.
We had we met a seer, and we're to go back tomorrow and gather our information. But it seems helpful, nonetheless.
Actually, can I quickly, Doof, have we like, how long has it been since we were in the like Gloomwood or what was it, like fighting and whatnot? How many days from that has it been?
It's like the next day, right?
Yeah, it's been 1 day.
Okay, so Marcus is kind of looking like his hand is starting to kind of twitch weirdly and stuff, and he's kind of starting to maybe a little bit sweat. And I
You
kind
will,
of like
Marcus.
ask for a drink. Can I get a drink in this place?
Are you asking your friends, or are you just asking?
Yeah, I
them?
ask him that like bartender or whatever.
Okay, so you ask one of the staff of the inn, and they bring you a mug of a yellow fermented liquid.
I like. Okay, I just drink it and just carry on drinking.
All right, it's got a sweet taste to it, but it's slightly bitter as well.
Okay, continue with your thing.
About like what time is it now?
It's nearing the end of the day. It's around maybe 6 p.m.
I'd actually like to cast Detect Magic and go over everything we found yesterday.
Okay, what specifically are you going over?
The shield I picked up and the gem I've picked up
yeah,
from the
that's right.
fountain.
All right, so you get a
And
you
the
get
pink crystals.
all right, so you get a feel of abjuration from the shield. From the gem, you get a glow of evocation magic, and from the crystal, you don't sense any magic on it anymore.
Okay.
Okay, so like I tell the group and ask, I paid for the or what?
Farouk comes out of a back room. He was going to the bathroom. He hasn't been here for the whole thing. Hi, hello everybody. How'd it go? Yes.
Fucking fantastically. Now, did you get us rooms?
I got us a bathroom. Yes.
And it comes to this
Think
one
you've
day,
had
and
enough to
goddamn
drink
it,
for a...
I asked, did you get us rooms? I start getting kind of aggressive.
No, not yet. Of course, we have a friend now.
Yeah, I'll go handle that. Seems like Farouk should sit down.
Thank you. Something fucking
And I-
useful.
I'm
And
just
I go
gonna
talk
pass
to the guy.
another drink to Marcus to ease his frustrations. Just slide
Right.
it down to him.
Yep, you
Alright.
slide him another mug of touch.
And I just take it and drink it without saying anything.
All right.
Farouk
Yeah, go
just
up
lays
and
down in the middle of
Ask
the
for
bar.
rooms for everyone.
All right, Brennan, you inquire about rooms. The attendant tells you something that I will tell you in a second. There's just so much to scroll through. One moment.
The lieutenant opens the book and starts flipping through the pages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to look
pretty-
for the guy that we saved earlier.
Okay.
Unfurls a scroll.
Right. Do.
Yeah, Marcus is getting kind of like twitchy and all that. By a second.
All right.
It's weird.
So you find Qualu after you ask the attendant about him. looking to purchase rooms, are we?
Yes. With 6 people. Do you have enough separate rooms?
Yes, we do. A bed for the night costs 5 silver pieces.
Oh.
I'm sure that is agreeable to you.
3 gold.
It is-
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
It is much preferable to Kaya's House of Repose, which charges a whole gold piece.
Is there a park district nearby? Somewhere a little more natural?
Well, you could try going outside the city walls. If you head to the south, there's some sparsely forested area. Otherwise, the city is pretty dense and doesn't have too much foliage. If you head out past, like, down this path here, there is some light foliage as well. But most of what you're gonna find is under this Malar's Throat area that Usu is in earlier, or above it.
Yeah, so he'll just pay his 5 silver and go.
Okay.
You said it was 5 silver a night?
Yep, 5 silver a night for a bed.
Alright. I give him 1 gold for two nights. Or 1
Yeah, I hand the 10 gold. Say we'll be staying for a couple of days.
Yeah, and I also like give
Sure.
2 gold for him, like 4 nights for me, 4 nights for me, just in case.
Alright, so I get 2 gold from Marcus. Who else gave me gold?
I'll give you 2 gold.
So how
And
much
I
more do
paid
we need?
for-
How much are we paying him?
Well, I've got
Silver have to pay
10.
me.
I've got 10 from Brennan, 2 from 2 of you, and 1 from someone else.
Oh no, I originally gave the 1, I switched it to 2.
Gotcha. All right.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do 2 too, so.
Whatever, I'll get in. Yeah, too.
All right. Is everyone just giving him 2 gold minus Brennan?
I was paying for everyone for 3 days.
Well,
Okay.
And then I was just getting 2 gold from everyone.
I guess it's just us
oh,
giving
we're
you
just
2
paying
gold.
him a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus doesn't care at this point.
Everyone but
Rook
Marcus.
is out of the count.
The gold in my pocket.
All right.
Come on, Farouk.
So he
Bring it to
takes
your
the gold from the many hands that protrude instantly as he says this. I see. Very eager. Very nice. Were we wanting to room separately or together? We normally can have 2 beds per room.
I
Separately.
prefer separately.
I would
I
prefer
think,
also
we
separately.
paid for about like every room in the place, so yeah.
Well, all right then. I will have your separate rooms set up in a matter of minutes. And with that, he strides off, clicks his tongue, and an attendant jumps to attention and follows behind him. And it's not long before you guys are comfortably in your own small little room in the Thundering Lizard, furnished with a bed and a little like nightstand and wardrobe.
Okay. How long has it been? Is this like kind of starting to go like little out, like very late or something like that?
No, it's only been like maybe an hour.
Okay, hour. Okay, Marcus is done. Kind of walk back, ends and back, like very sweatily and nervously, and thinks, okay, just maybe we're like 2 hours and then try something.
Okay.
Gavin enters his room, throws open the window, and lays out on the floor.
All right.
I wanted to read the 3 scrolls I had from chests that we opened back in the witches, whatever. I forgot.
Do you want me to identify them?
Well, no, I have Eyes of the Runekeeper, which
Oh,
lets me
yeah,
read it
super
every
enough.
Whoa. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Let me find where I put those notes.
And also,
But I'm
like
not
after he
always
does that, I would, like after 2 hours, like I'd like to do. Marcus would like to do something. Just heads up.
All right.
I just go to sleep, fudge it.
All right. So you find what appears to be a scroll of burning hands,
Burning hands.
a
Ooh.
scroll of disguise self,
Ooh.
Ooh.
Disguise self.
and a scroll of featherfall.
Ooh. Wonderful.
Ooh.
Alright.
Fancy.
I know.
And Brennan will be identifying his shield and the gem. Oh yeah, Brennan helped him.
Yes, Brennan is such a good friend.
Just sleep now, Brennan. We'll talk in the morning.
Oh, your voice is amazing. Oh my god.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. You're
One
doing
of
a
you want to
great
make
job.
sure he's not like lying face down, so he doesn't, suffocate.
Choke on it. Yeah, choke on it.
I'd imagine Brennan made sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So you cast identify on this. You go ahead and take a look at it. It appears, after looking at it, that this shield is not only magical, it has the effects of the handout I'm about to make clear to you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So wait,
Fancy.
when you use identify, do you consume the pearl or do you keep it?
No, I just
No.
need to have the pearl.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Once you get the pearl, you can do it infinitely.
But is that how it works with every material spell that needs a material?
No, it'll tell
no.
you if it's
Consumed. Like Revivify or Raise Dead, they specifically say
Huh.
that it consumes a diamond of like 300 worth.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Okay.
okay, and that is going to be made to Viceroy.
Mhm.
It's at the top. That's your shield's ability.
Ooh.
Anyone else doing anything interesting other than I know Marcus still has his thing?
Was also casting out on the gem with
Ah.
evocation magic.
Yeah. And the gem appears to be a gem of brightness. You can tell also that it has 25 charges left.
Wait, is it like shining at the moment? Wasn't it like always shining?
When he grabbed it, it stopped shining. But
Oh, okay.
it was shining
How-
within the.
How do I use it?
I'm about to give you a handout.
Oh, okay.
Bam.
I have a lot of reading to do now.
It's like the shield really complicated.
No. I don't want to spoil what it is.
Don't tell me, but
Yeah, don't tell.
So for everyone listening at home, he does not tell us.
Oh. All right. So, any last things before Marcus does his due?
Nope.
All right, Marcus, you're up. You wait 2 hours. It's around like 8 or 9 p.m. at night. Sun has set and it's slightly dark out.
Okay, so I leave my room and leave my light crossbow and my hand crossbow probably or you know what? I'll take my hand crossbow and leave the majority of my stuff there. And
Okay.
I start walking out
All right.
and I go to the street. Can I see some sort of small animal or something like a gerbil, a rat? And I try to
Gerbil?
search for something small, like some small vermin or small creature.
Let me see here.
I mean, it's a bustling city. There has to be something.
There are a few wandering tabaxi minstrels. They're not exactly what you're looking for. There are a few parrots that are perched up on the. There are a few parrots that are perched up on some of the roofs, and there are some dinosaurs plodding lazily through the streets.
Okay. So I turned to like one of the parrots, and I like probably I do have some rations on me, and I try to take like a piece of bread and say, "Hey, birdie, want a bite? Want a treat?"
Make me an animal handling check.
This will go fantastically. 5.
You try and lure the parrots over, and you hear, "Hey birdie, hey birdie," and they sit there staring at you, squawking.
Okay, can I try again? Okay, come here, like I got a nice little treat for you.
I mean, you've already tried it once to no effect. You have a feeling that doing the same thing over is not going to change it.
I got that. And I find like nothing like small, like smaller or like, well, are there like dogs or something or like wild dogs here?
You haven't seen any dog-like things in the city so far.
God fucking damn it. Okay, you know what? Could I like try to sneak on these like parrots and try to like grab one of them?
Is that
Well,
like
they-
the rogue keyword?
Well,
Yes.
they are up on a roof.
Yeah, can I see a way up on the roof?
Yeah, you could probably try climbing the side of the building.
Yeah, probably try an athletics check to like get up there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 12.
Yeah, you managed to with some small difficulty climb to the top of the building. The birds are perched on the edge. You're on the edge of this the other edge of this stone building. These birds, they're back to you.
Okay, can I now try to sneak up on one of them and try to grab it by like the throat so it doesn't fly away?
Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. 20.
Yeah, you sneak up on one of these birds. One or two of them have already fluttered away, but one of them is still just sitting there completely unaware of your presence.
Okay, so I grab it by the throat and try to like keep its mouth shut or something.
Okay, you reach out, you grab this bird. It tries to start squawking, but you hold its beak shut.
Okay, can I like now find some like alleyway or that nobody notices me?
I mean, you are up on a roof.
Okay, well, yeah, probably. So I go as middle of the room as the roof I possibly I draw out my short sword and I stab the bird.
All right, you stab this bird through. You now have a sword coated in parrot blood, and it is a limp dead parrot in your hands.
Okay, Marcus exhausts a like sigh of relief. Okay, and I just leave the bird carcass, try to clean up my bed, and head back to the inn to rest.
All right, you do so.
Completely relaxed and everything. Yeah.
Okay, and without
Just
for
for the audience, Marcus is really fucked up. Okay, continue.
without further ado, that'll end this first day in Port Nyanzaru for us.
Can I
And okay,
can I
what?
do some flavor thing? Can I use my channel divinity to embed the the gem into the shield?
Sure.
Just flavor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Use that thing. Artisan's blessing. And just over before I go to bed.
Yeah,
With
you go.
the bright red gem in the middle of the shield.
Are you doing anything specifically with it, or are you just trying to impress this into the shield?
Just so it's more handy.
Okay. Well, you
If that's
now
alright.
have a gem encrusted magic shield.
We have like a flashlight shield.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. And with that, a new morning dawns on Port Nyanzaru. You all awake in the Thundering Lizard to the sound of what seems to be a rowdy morning breakfast, as is the custom of this inn.
Yeah. So I turned to everyone and said, "Did everyone have a good night's sleep?"
Oh, fantastic! Thank you very much.
But thank you.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Yeah, sorry I was a bit rowdy back then. Yeah, stressful day, like dealing with some sort of like cookie, robe sandwich people who like didn't like couldn't help anyway. Yeah, sorry about that.
I think we're just used to it at this point.
I'll take that
We've
as a
come this far
compliment.
with you.
I take that as a compliment then.
You really shouldn't, but do what you must.
Hey, the power of positivity always makes the world a little bit brighter.
By the way, did we hear a parrot dying last night, or no?
What an odd question.
What? What an odd question. Why would you ask something like that?
Because I might have heard a parrot die. I'm not really sure. It sounded like a.
Well, I wasn't like that far. I think I went pretty like far enough from the inn or something like that. But let Doof decide.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Like wasn't really patient how far it was from the inn or something. So now if Doof wants to like give him a perception check, why not?
Nah, they were mostly asleep.
Okay, so yeah, no parent accident for all you.
Okay.
Gavin enters the room, passes the group, and heads out the door.
Hey, don't you want some breakfast or something? Okay then.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know, those three people like that do magic, and they don't make too much sense if you're if I'm honest. They're kind of at the same level as those like priests and whatnots.
I'm starting to think that none of us make sense.
I pull out my handy dandy notebook. It's like a Blue's Clues notebook, and I'm going over my notes. What do you all believe is the first stop for today?
Well, I was thinking of maybe like buying some supplies for the like trip and something, and checking out that guide or whatever.
We should go collect the information that me and Gavin requested from the Seeker. Not Seeker, whatever.
Yes, but
Yes, most
you alone?
probably.
Gavin seems to have gone off somewhere.
Perhaps that's where he was headed.
Yeah, let the guy do what he does. No, you're not
True,
like gonna kill.
true. If you'd like, I could go seek out the guide.
I'd come with you. Why not?
You know what? I might go look for the information instead.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. I suddenly got a lot of interest in knowledge and libraries and that kind of
Hey,
stuff.
You
do
said
you have
library.
do you got something against me? Do you got something against me?
No, I don't have anything against anybody. I'm a very devout man.
Ask Farouk.
Oh, come on! Like I wasn't insulting you.
I want to go to
or,
the
like,
library with you.
Or like Briny. I never actually catched any of your names actually. Like, so who the hell are you people?
Well, listen. We have a lot of stuff to do, but I feel like there's not so much that we all have to split up to do 7 different tasks. I feel like we could go get the information, then look for guides, all as one
Yeah.
group.
You know what? Yeah, I'll follow you.
That sounds like a good idea.
Probably good to know where the guide is taking us.
Yes.
What's your
Yes.
face again?
Farouk?
Farouk. Yeah. Nice.
Yes, that is my name. Thank you very much. P.S. I did that to make it easier on the DM, so he didn't have to switch between 7 different scenes.
Yes.
Good guy, Farouk.
And if you guys are like not being interested in calling me quote unquote Ro, just call me N for now.
Is it in your name?
Let's just say I'm not like a people person, and names actually really matter in the grand scheme of things. So just call me
Okay, Billy.
M. Sense of humor. I
Yes,
always like
yes,
it.
yes. Shall we go?
Ride a Rooney.
Yeah.
So you all exit the inn.
Yep.
All right, you exit the inn, out into the street, and you see a rather large wolf standing there waiting for you.
Huh.
Do I recognize this wolf?
Nope.
Does it look hostile, bloodthirsty?
Nope. It seems to be just staying there complacently.
Did someone like order a wolf? I like look at that back to the tavern. Like if there's anyone there. Like did someone order like a wolf?
I could have done it at some point last night. I was pretty fucked up. I
I was with you all
don't
night.
remember
Veronica.
much.
I don't think you did.
Walks up and nudges Brennan
All right.
and motions to
Taking a gasp a little bit. Kind of extends his hand. What do you want, big guy?
moves towards the seer.
Do you want me to kill it?
No, I think it wants us to follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's follow this random wolf that appeared out of nowhere. Genius idea.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if there's something special about this wolf?
Yeah, I'd like to do that as well. An insight check.
Yeah,
So-
you can make. I would say an insight check is more in order than
Okay.
an Arcana check. Neither of you,
Wow.
neither of you can really put your finger on it. But this wolf doesn't seem to be like your like a normal wolf. But you're not sure what the similarity is.
I guess we're just following it for now.
All right.
Don't
At
you
least
have?
Brennan will, if someone else just wants to go to the library.
Doesn't anyone have like a detect magic spell?
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Why would you detect magic a random wolf? that you-
Yeah, he's got a good point.
Yeah.
Well, because it's standing in the middle of a city and looking at us and like
Right.
snuggling up with Brennan.
Could. Well, they
Yeah,
have
but-
tamed dinosaurs in this city. Why?
Oh, okay.
They could have a tamed wolf.
All right, all right. I see the logic there.
All right, so you guys follow. You guys followed.
Yeah.
Oh, this wolf all the way to the Temple of Savras, where he leads you.
Like we're really going with this, aren't we? Like,
Can I ride the wolf?
But at
while we
least
go
it's
there?
taking us to the place we're going, anyways.
Yeah, that's a weird coincidence.
Maybe this is them telling us they're ready to give us the information.
Maybe.
This is
They have a messenger wolf.
Are we being watched?
that is good point. Let me check. Can I do a perception check to see if there are like people watching us or like are we possibly being followed?
You're trying to see if you're being followed?
Yes.
All right, make a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm rolling really
Nice.
terribly. Excel.
You're not aware of anything.
I'm pretty sure we're not. I would know.
I wouldn't know either. I'm still pretty hungover.
Brennan's just following the wolf.
And so am I guess.
Yeah, I can check and see what the CR is on the Raptor.
I could also check. Yeah, because I got a book right close to me.
No, that's fine. I got it.
Okay.
Do.
You can go up to 1, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, for if he's a moon druid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moon Druid than one.
It goes up. Does it go up every level or like every couple of levels?
I think it's one
every-
third of your level,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Like every
with a
like,
minimum of one.
Right.
yeah, I think it's like every like some like you get a
Yeah,
plus
if you-
one.
I think it's level 6. You get CR2.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Also, if you wanted to, Gavin, Velociraptors are only CR 1/4, so
Ah,
Jeez.
Or you can maybe like
That seems really
reflavor.
low.
reflavor a dire wolf as a raptor if you wanted to.
Or even something like that. Yeah.
Cool.
The
So
dire
we'll say that's what he looks like. A
All
raptor.
right. So
Wait, he-
does he suddenly shift forms or?
Yeah, we'll say that he passes one on the way, and
All right.
he turns
So
into.
suddenly, this wolf that you're following catches a raptor in his peripheral vision, and as he walks past it in the crowd, all of a sudden you see a wolf go in. Some people pass by, and he's obscured for a second, and then the people walk past, and all of a sudden there's a raptor walking out of where the wolf was.
I think we lost the wolf.
Where did the
We
wolf
seem to
go?
have misplaced the wolf.
Okay,
Yeah.
am I still drunk?
I think all of us are. Can I make a perception check to see where the wolf went?
Yes.
Yeah, can we make one?
Can I also?
Oh,
I just want to try.
Brennan, you are so confused. Marcus, you too. You guys are scanning the crowd with your excellent vision, but you cannot make out any trace of this wolf.
Like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
shit.
It's almost as like he vanished into thin air.
And a raptor appeared in its place.
Okay, I start to like take out my hand crossbow and approach the raptor. You better not be fucking us, you weird. You got something to do with this, don't ya? Better not fuck with us.
Looks confused.
The townsfolk also look confused as you point your
Put down your weapon.
point your weapon at a seemingly random monster.
Billy, put down the weapon.
what does a
No,
confused raptor look like?
I don't know, that's
just a
interesting.
normal raptor with no expression.
Hey, it's a. I can imagine he just looks like slightly cross-eyed.
Like seriously, there is something to. It's something to do with this
Oh,
goddamn raptor.
Okay,
I'm not
Billy,
trusting
calm
him
down,
straight up.
calm down. We told you not to practice your two-man show out here in public. Keep it in private quarters. I'm just gonna wave him away from the crowd.
Yeah.
People go back to what they're doing.
I grudgingly put back my hand crossbow and I look dead in the eye that raptor. If I find out you're trying to like throw us, like trying to do something shifty, you will be dead before I know it. And I like do that motion where I put my two fingers. I look in my eyes and I, that, like 2 fingers. I like my
I'm
eyes.
watching you,
it's
Raptor.
on.
Yeah.
I'm watching you.
I'm watching you. Okay.
All right, so
That's
you
all.
guys are actually currently standing in the middle of a bustling street, staring at a velociraptor and looking for your lost wolf. What do you do?
Like, I stopped looking for the wolf because I know this raptor. I probably deduced that this raptor has something to do with it.
I mean, for all you know, dinosaurs are pretty common out here in the streets, and you didn't see the wolf disappear.
Okay.
If we can't find the wolf, I suppose we just head straight to the temple? It seems
Yeah.
like we were going in that direction anyways. Perhaps we just lost him.
Approaches
whatever.
Brennan again,
I just
nudges
go
him,
again.
and then turns around and heads the same direction.
I'm gonna use Awaken Mind on this raptor and communicate with this raptor and be like, "Who are you? Where's the wolf?"
You hear a voice in your mind, Gavin, a strange but familiar voice echo through. It says, "Who are you?"
It's me. I don't know what's going on.
Is this Gavin?
Yes. I woke up, felt sick, ran outside, and here I am.
Okay, everyone. The raptor is Gavin.
Wait,
What?
what?
Oh, the raptor is Gavin.
sorry?
Yes. Wait. Huh?
Huh?
I spoke to him. Don't worry.
Huh? Huh?
And then I go to Farouk and I do the same thing, Awaken Mind, and yell at him. I can speak to people through their mind.
Says, "I can speak to people through their mind."
Screaming at him with his hangover.
Well, that seems very unnecessary. I'm not actually that hungover.
Your head is now
What are you
ringing
talking about,
from this sudden telepathy screaming in your mind.
I swear to God, we're those people in town now.
Like seriously, what the fuck? What's going on?
I go to Gavin. Where are you taking us?
To the temple.
He's taking us to the temple.
Well, if it is him, then why the fuck
It is
he like
him.
a
It is
raptor?
him. Hey, don't question it. How about that?
Is
You know,
Gavin
fuck it.
still
Fine.
nudging Brennan,
Yeah.
or like close to him? Brennan will put his hand on your head and look into his eyes and ask if he's okay.
Not really knowing how to answer that, he kind of bounces his head a little bit.
Take that as I guess he's fine somehow. Let's head to the temple, like he says.
Gavin,
Yeah,
lead
let's
the way.
head.
All right, you guys head to the Temple of Savras once more, at least for the two of you.
Wait, I'm following too.
Well,
I think
I meant,
everyone's
I meant
done.
it's for once more, at least for the two of you.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay, sorry. My bad.
No, but you guys head over to the large domed building with the big double doors, and presumably push them open and enter. You see several priests meditating inside in flowing robes, loose fitting, just sitting and praying. Some of them have books and or scrolls lying in front of them. In the back of the large chamber, as usual, is Grandfather Zatembe, and he starts walking towards the group. This is a place of knowledge and learning. I must request that you leave your animals outside.
He is not an animal.
Help! You hear in your mind, Gavin says, help. If we're still connected.
Clearly you do not understand. This creature has no place in our temple.
Again,
Apparently, it's
not a
like,
creature.
Yeah, it's like our friend apparently turned into like this velociraptor thing, and I have no idea what's going on
I
anymore.
turn to Gavin. Are you stuck in this form?
He nods.
Our friend is stuck in this form. He is. Do I know that he's a druid? Sorry, out of character.
Yeah. He's made it clear.
He is a druid who took form of this creature you see before you.
I see. He kind of narrows his eyes at you, trying almost as if he's trying to determine whether you're trying to, like, play a trick on him or something.
Can
but
I
after
roll a persuasion check?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and make a quick roll for him. Yeah. Although I have never seen this happen, I will choose to believe you.
We're not from here, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have heard of the shape-shifting magics of the Wildlanders. It does make me a bit uncomfortable to see him so close to our scholars, though, so let us continue this conversation in another room.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
Leads you to a sort of side antechamber. Now, what is it you come to the Temple of Savras for?
We were here yesterday, remember? We asked you for some information.
Oh, it is you.
Yeah.
Yes. Where is your well-spoken friend?
Well, he's sort of a raptor at the moment.
I see. Well then, if that is the case, I suppose you are the group then that he spoke of?
Yep.
That is correct.
Yes.
I'm afraid I have troubling news. I consulted the guides via the ritual that is common unto me as the head priest of Savras of this temple, and what I saw was not a pleasant sight. Shady, hazy, but still enough to make out. He pauses for a second. I saw a city, a jungle city, far to the south, enclosed by cliffs and crawling with snakes.
Snakes.
Yes, many, many snakes.
I like snakes.
Also, a black obelisk draped in vines. I feel these two are connected. I dare not peer any deeper, lest my mind be broken. But you must go and find this darkened city, and this blackened obelisk. It is no doubt the source of this curse you speak of.
Thank you kindly for your information, Seer. We will do our best to do as you said.
May Savras guide you on your journey, for it will not be an easy one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I start walking out.
Is there anything you can do for our friend?
He reminds me of a kind distasteful to what I normally deal with. Oh, but he was, and you see him turn from Marcus to the Raptor. I see.
Good one.
As for your friend, I am no master of the nature arts, as they would call it. But from what I have heard, it would seem this sort of transformation is only temporary.
Well, that's good to hear.
It would seem that all is needed is to wait it out.
Do you have any
Right.
idea of how long this wait is?
Well, it depends. I've heard the rumors, the tales tell of men turning into powerful beasts for days on end.
Great.
If you should require something a little more potent, I could potentially try to dispel the effect.
I turn to Gavin and ask, do you need us to dispel whatever magic this is causing you to transform?
He shakes his head side to side.
As in no or yes?
No,
Side to side is no.
Okay, sorry.
There's some confusion there.
I don't think you need to dispel anything.
We'll be back if it becomes a problem.
Stay safe, foreign travelers, protectors of life. I sense much darkness in your future.
Well, we are traveling with Marcus, so.
Also, I use
Marcus-
Billy. Sorry, yes, not Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus like, ha! Nice that.
Didn't you leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, but still. Ha. Marcus can sense when people are insulting him, and he just tells them.
It's a class ability.
The
Really?
class ability. Detection of detection. Like paladins have divine sense. I have douchebag sense. Okay.
On the
I
way.
use, really
sorry.
quick, I use Awakened Mind to speak to... What was the guy's name we're talking to?
Grandfather Zatembe.
Grandfather Zatempe. I ask him if I could speak to him privately, but I communicate that telepathically.
And you hear his old wizened voice in your mind. Of course, my child. Of course.
Okay, and I respond, okay.
All right, and so he starts to usher you guys towards the exit.
Yeah, I'm standing
Emily.
at the exit, waiting for the guys.
I take my time.
Basically, I'm assuming the way it happens is that he ushers you guys to the exit. Uzu's kind of waiting near the end, and as they all walk out the door, he hangs back a bit and gets in a word with Grandfather Zudeme.
I show him the amulet of Asimold. What was it? Asimoldus?
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus. Sorry.
Close.
Close. Yes. And I ask, is there any use for this?
Why? Why would you bring that here?
I found it on a dead
You
tiefling a
You
while
must
back
dispose
ago.
of it at once. It is a harbinger of evil, a sign of terrible, terrible things.
How so?
That is the symbol of Asmodeus, the great devil.
If I hold on to this, would anything bad happen to me?
He sort of narrows his eyes at you. The fates are not always certain, but I would not advise it.
And I thank him for his information, and I walk away.
All right. You rejoin the group.
Hello, group.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
What's the heck of
hi.
you back there?
I had a question I had to ask privately.
Okay.
Is
So,
it
what
about
we
some
should-
type of rash? I know all about those.
No, something I found that I needed help understanding.
Oh, you're like, I don't know, whatever. I got nothing. So
You can
should
always
we,
come
like-
to me for guidance, brother.
I know, but I felt that he would have a better answer. No offense to you, of course.
None taken.
Okay, so what should we do next? Should we split again to like one group goes to talk to the guide or guides, and one group maybe like buys provisions or something like that?
Well, I'm still waiting for, let's say, a package to come tomorrow. So I say we should hang around at least one more day before we continue.
Oh, so we like dick around for one more day.
Sure, yeah.
Sounds fun
Yeah.
to me.
All
Yeah,
right.
whatever.
So what do you guys do?
Probably go look for the guy.
Let's go find us a guide.
What was the merchant prince guy you said hired guides from? Or we could hire
That-
guides from?
That was Joe Ball.
Yes,
How
Joe
did you
Ball.
come up with that so fast? Okay.
Marcus maybe.
I mean, some of this stuff I actually have memorized.
Jeez.
nice. But Marcus, like, what was the other tavern that like Syndra suggested?
You'd probably know since it was so close to yours. It was Kaya's House of Repose.
Guys, I suppose I go there and like planning to like ask for rumors or something, like maybe odd jobs in town or whatever.
Rumors?
Just
Okay,
like-
yeah. Go ahead and make me a charisma check to see how you do conversing with the crowd.
Also, like it's close to like how long are we playing still?
4
Just
hours.
asking.
We have an
4
hour
hours.
still, right?
One more.
One more. Oh, 1 more hour. Okay, sure. Yeah. So charisma check.
All right.
What was it? What was it? I got that's
15.
pretty good actually. You're pretty not bad.
All right.
Oh, another 0.
So, as you spend time, sort of gathering all the information you can, you find out a few juicy rumors that seem to stick out more than the rest of them. You hear that Chult was actually once the playground for a green dragon, and that her bones mark the location of a hidden treasure trove. They say that if you travel to Mesro and then head east along the Laughing Gorge, then you might stumble along the dragon's bones and earn yourself a place in the history books.
Well, not maybe what I'm looking for, but still could be curious. What else?
Another thing you hear is that the jungle is full of nature spirits, weird little elemental creatures with masks. They don't speak, and they've never known one to be harmful, but their magical powers shouldn't be taken lightly.
Okay, is there something specific about the town? Like, yeah.
Yes. So, as you go around, sorry. As you go around looking for something specifically in the city, you hear that there is a what is it called? You hear that there is a paladin out there that is looking for someone to transport them to a camp out in the jungle. And they'd be willing to pay for someone to help escort them out there.
Okay. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay. Okay, what was one of the princes that sell poison? Was it like Jasmine or something?
Jessamine was the merchant prince in charge of poisons, yes.
Might pay a visit to her, see what she's got in stock. And also, this thinking that she sells poison, she might be like, let's just say, entrepreneur with like similar interests. Or like with peculiar interests, let's just say.
Okay, but before we do that, we're going to head over to the rest of the group
Yeah.
and see what they're going to do.
Yeah, you guys, go ahead.
So what are the rest of us doing?
I wanted to find another beggar.
Okay. It's not too hard. If you head to the place you were last time, you head out to Malar's throat, and there's a much younger beggar this time. It's actually a small girl.
I head up to her and ask, "Can you help me find a place to sell some scrolls?"
I'll be right back.
She rubs her fingers together, implying she wants to see if you have any money.
I throw her 2 gold.
She dives onto the ground, eagerly picks them up, and then shakes her head up and down.
Do you speak?
She shakes her head.
Okay. Okay. So, can you take me to where I could sell some scrolls?
She nods.
Okay. So, do we go?
All right, yeah, you go. You go off in search of a buyer for these scrolls. You can go ahead and make me another deception check with advantage because you have the little girl helping you.
Okay. Yay.
All right. So you head out and you find another shady-looking person. This one in a small hovel on the edge of Malar's throat. This guy is gambling in what seems to be a game of dice with 3 other friends. They're laughing and drinking. But as you come in, he gets up from the table and walks over to you. So I hear you're selling some scrolls.
I am.
You do realize that if Wakanga heard about this, he'd have you thrown into, well, Executioner's Run.
I'm okay with this.
I like you. How much for the scrolls?
Well, I show him the 3 scrolls I have and ask, how much are you willing to pay?
He goes ahead and looks at them real quick. I could pay you. Let us go. Let us go with 75 gold pieces.
Um,
For each, of course.
for each? Okay. Can I roll a persuasion check to make it 85 each?
Sure.
Okay. Advantage or no?
It'd just be regular.
Regular. Okay.
Yeah, no, you stare him right in the eyes and you say 85. Will you drive a hard bargain, friend? 85 it is. I'll take them.
All right. 85. Here you go.
He walks back into his hut and pulls out a surprisingly large, small little, rough skin pouch of gold, and hands that to you. You open it. It's an assortment of gold, silver, and copper, probably scrounged from who knows where, but it adds up to the amount you want.
Okay. And I shake his hand and said, "Good doing business with you."
Always a pleasure, and if you don't mind, could I get a name?
Marcus.
Marcus. All right. I'll be sure to pass along the word that you are a reliable.
Anytime. Anytime.
Fantastic.
Timura be with you, and be safe out there. Don't want Wakanga getting any word of what went on here.
Yes. Thank you.
Marcus
I
just
walk away.
douchebag. Again, Marcus's douchebag just goes out the roof, and he's like, "Wait, this is we're hitting douchebag levels I have not yet experienced," and I just keep walking.
Really quick. So with it was 85 each. So that's two. How am I gonna divide that? Like copper, silver, gold wise, or do you want me to just convert it all to like? a
You
particular-
can just convert it for the sake of ease.
Okay.
You
So
got 85 each?
yeah.
Snap.
You'll be swimming in cash.
Okay. Well, that was my event for the day, honestly. So.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
I think we were looking for a guide.
Yeah. Going with
Yeah.
him to look for the guide.
So
Yeah.
the rest of you are out looking for the guide?
Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
following him around until
Oh, yeah.
until this
While
ends.
being a raptor.
I take out my rope and I throw it like over his neck so no one thinks there's like a wild raptor going around here.
Probably a good idea. You've been getting a few strange looks as you notice that raptors aren't really one of the more common ones roaming the streets, at least in this part of town.
Looks very unhappy with
Looks
the
very-
rope around his
says
neck.
to you that we're gonna have to make it look like you're carrying us stuff. Looks a little bit suspicious right now.
We should go do a race.
Come on, Jimbo, we'll get that heel fixed. All right. Yeah, we're looking for a guide, I guess.
All right. So you ask around and ask where you could find guides, and the locals tell you that if you stop by the harbor master's office, that there's usually a bulletin board out there with a bunch of postings for wilderness guides.
I suppose we'll head in that direction.
Yep.
All
Let's
right.
go have a look.
So you guys head down to the harbor master's office, which is right on this side of the city. It's this building right over here. And true to what you've heard, you come across the building, and outside is a large board with like a handful of different scraps of paper posted up with scrawled handwriting of different guides plying their services.
Any ones particularly stand out that seem interesting?
Well, I'm actually gonna go ahead and let you read them for yourself.
Ooh. Resources. Nice. Reading is good.
It's just gonna take a minute for me to get them all viewable, and then
So, guys, which one of these stand out to you?
so you'll if you go into your journal thing, if you go under
Oh, there we go.
chapter 1 in player handouts, you should see the Port Neanzer guides, and they're still showing up. as I put
Oh
them all.
god, there's so many.
Oh my goodness.
But yes,
Oh god, that's a lot.
you see,
Oh god, they keep going.
yep, that's you see a total of 7 different postings of different guides.
Oh goodness.
I'm looking through them real quick. Treasure abound.
Jeez, these are expensive.
Yeah, they are really expensive.
5 gold pieces a day, 30 day up front.
Yeah,
What's that math right there? That's quite a bit.
that's 150 gold.
There's one that's
Jeez.
4 gold a day.
Does that mean he's not as good?
Well, there's 2 people. 2 tabaxi, it looks like.
man. It's a bargain right there.
All right. Which one so far looks most interesting to people? Out of character. I like. I think which one is it? Azaka, but she does demand gold up front.
Ooh, but apparently if we do what she wants us to do, then she waives the fee. So if we do her quest, then we don't have to pay her.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah,
Which one?
Azaka.
Okay, well, according to Solilda, Azaka and Iku have led expeditions in the jungle that have never returned. Parole and Gondola are charlatans, plain and simple. Let's see. Old Hugh suffers from mad monkey fever. I'm sure of it, or she's sure of it. Musharib is an albino dwarf, and they are not to be trusted. And River Mist and Flask owe money to the Zentaro.
But she did just insult every single one of them.
Yes,
I think
she
so.
did. Which probably means we shouldn't trust her.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. If she's saying she's the only good one, that doesn't make much sense.
And it's not saying that every expedition that Azaka and Iku has led has never
Yeah,
returned,
and
just that some
If
of them
she's
have.
still around to hire, then surely they have returned, or at least she has.
I
Wow.
think actually the one that interests me the most is Iku, EKU, or
What
would
does he
interest
say?
Farouk on a personal level. that's just-
I'd be interested in Musharib. He seems like cool with his like a dwarven ancestral forge thing. Also, yeah, don't buy Salida. She's like smells trouble.
And not that one.
The albino dwarf, not the albino dwarf.
Iku
No, I
seems
said
quite
Selena.
nice.
I said Salida. I think this
Oh,
albino
okay.
dwarf is nice.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta read all these.
I know.
Little did you know you'd be getting in your day's reading.
Yeah, apparently, jeez.
Yeah.
I kind
Why
of
are
like.
you making us read in this game about reading and numbers?
Reading and math, it's like being in school.
My
The-
character, my character
double-
particularly, or Storm Shadow would like Azaka particularly because she's a forest person or a jungle person.
Also, like Mabel said it best. Yeah, it's like doing homework. Mabel from Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
No idea.
Ah, okay.
So we have a vote for Azaka.
Then also Musarib is my pick.
A vote for Musarib.
I haven't read his yet.
What are you guys doing?
Oh,
Voting.
we're reading the handouts on.
Oh god, have you not started reading them?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Oh no.
There's 7
There's
of
like
them.
7.
I'm just basing mine purely off what my character would trust. And Azaka being a nature person, he would trust her over the others, probably.
But like, out character, I would like go with Sharif. In character, I would probably go with like this Faru and Gondolo, or maybe Iku. Probably if Marcus was concerned. Oh no, wait, not. Oops, I read wrong. So yeah, maybe Azaka also.
So 2 for Azaka.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm putting it down for Saga as well.
All right.
Yeah, she seems pretty good. Let's go with her.
Seems like we're good. We've decided.
Yeah, and if we do a thing, we can get it for free. So
Hey, everybody! I've seen this really nice poster from this woman named Azaka. She seems like the lovely type.
I agree with you. She seems fantastic.
And after a very odd moment of watching this raptor apparently read this handout, he kind of nods his way towards the socket. I guess it's a poster on a wall or something, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You could like point with your little raptor hand.
After an hour, he'd change back anyway, but I think
Yeah.
it's now.
That's true. I like it better this way, though.
I don't think it's been an hour yet.
It hasn't.
Oh, thank God I have this service raptor to help me read stuff.
Wait a minute, how does that even work?
It works. It's a magical fantasy land. Anything can work.
All right. So you guys sort of take a look, read, discuss a bit, and then come to a consensus that Azaka seems to be the guide you guys would like to go with.
Now, how do we actually go about hiring?
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at a poster on a board that has no information of how to contact them.
Yep.
Is there some kind of
You-
banky?
might-
Banky was
You might try asking in the office itself.
Okay, yeah, let's do
That's
that.
true.
Take down the
office.
poster. Walk in the office.
Right, you walk into the harbor master's office, and dun dun dun.
And forgetting he's a dinosaur, he walks in too. Like nothing is wrong.
All right. So this sturdy, airy building is sort of like an office, like the DMV of
Oh God.
ancient times. With you've got some people sitting at some desks scrawling on like rough parchment. But one of these clerks almost looks up at you expectantly.
Greetings, my friend. I have particularly found interest in hiring a guide to take us on a little journey. We found one Azaka to look very interesting, but we aren't sure how to go about hiring her.
I could arrange a meeting if that suits you.
Oh yes.
Azaka is registered with Jobal, and so she is one of the approved wilderness guides. So you won't have to pay any fees to Jobal. They're all included in whatever she charges you. Right then. When were you looking to set up the appointment?
Probably within the next day, if possible.
Would like to leave tomorrow.
All right then. Now, would you like to meet somewhere in the city, or here at the office, or where?
We are currently staying at the Thundering Lizard Tavern Inn.
I see. Well, I can let her know that you would like to meet up there.
I know it isn't a very nice joint per se, but we will make sure she
Oh,
comes to no harm
well-
there.
Believe me, sir, I personally have no qualms about where you may choose to meet. This is just my job.
Okay, that is fine. I was making sure.
Regardless, I will let Azaka know that you wish to hire her at the Thundering Lizard at somewhere around tomorrow morning.
So be straight with me. Is she good?
Oh, Azaka.
Yes.
Well, if you disregard the rumors, then yes.
Rumors. Don't tease me now.
I'm sorry, sir. It's against my position to slander the guides as Joba.
He nudges your gold pouch.
Yeah, I take out a couple of coins and slide them over to
And Gavin gives a big toothy grin.
him.
The guy, the
Raptor,
clerk,
like-
sort of like side eyes the grinning raptor a little bit nervously. Right. Well, you didn't hear this from me, but the rumors are true. Azaka has brought many wilderness expeditions out, a few of which have not returned. No one knows where she leads them. But that is not to say she's not reliable. However, she does fight with a rather ferocious audacity.
Oh, then she will fit right on with us.
Some say that she obsesses,
Obsesses.
says that a mask was stolen from her.
Yes. I believe that was written on her poster.
Yes. Be wary. She is not the kind to be trifled with.
The poster mentioned a place called Firefinger. Do you know what that is?
Firefinger, I've never been there myself. I personally don't know much of anything about it.
Well, you have been most helpful. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yes, and it is Jobal's policy to, while we respect our customers, we don't usually allow their creatures inside.
Oh, he is my seeing eye raptor. I'm actually blind. Thank you.
This is best thing ever.
Roll deception.
Deception.
What if this goes? Oh no!
He rolls his eyes at you.
And Gavin gives another big toothy grin.
I mostly say it in a very sarcastic manner.
Okay.
Kind of stumble my way out. Come on,
Alright.
Jimmy. That is now your Velociraptor name, by the way, Gavin.
Okay, so was that like everyone else?
I think so. Or
Okay.
does anyone else have anything else they wanted to do?
Unless we should get provisions.
Yeah, we'll start to
Probably a good
head
plan.
towards provisions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Marcus, was there something else you were trying to do?
Yeah, I was going to that poison lady's place, Jasmine.
Ah.
the
Oh,
Persian
but that-
lord.
All right. So are you just inquiring through the city, or?
Yeah, I maybe asked a strange guy, hey, where's this merchant lord Jasmine's place, or like a place where to buy her wares?
Jessamine, you looking to kill someone?
No, actually no. Just ask for poisons.
Well, if you're looking to meet with Jessamine, then you'd probably have to make an appointment at Golden Throne.
Appointment.
Meeting with any of the merchant princes is formality.
Okay. Okay, but where buy like the poisons and what her wares and whatnot?
Well, the most potent of stuff would be what she sells herself. If you might be able to search some of the markets for some of her wares, but Jessamine in particular likes to hand out some of her most of her wares herself, considering the lethal nature of such things.
Okay, well, thank you for your advice. I'll probably head towards Jasmine's estate, or whatnot.
All right. You can head towards the merchant estates. They're all located around somewhere around these areas near where you were in with Wakanga.
Okay. So, what do I see? Like,
I mean, there are a bunch of merchant prince villas around. You could probably inquire to ask which one's Jessamyn's. However, you do note that all of them seem to be heavily guarded.
yeah. Mm. So, so yeah, probably not the wisest thing to like just go up front and ask. What was that Golden Throne place that was mentioned?
Golden Throne? Well, I mean, again, asking around the city reveals that Golden Throne is sort of like a central area in the city where people can meet with the merchant princes if they have an appointment.
Okay, and that was the place where to get an appointment. Also,
Yeah.
okay, why not? I'll head there instead.
All right, so you head over to Golden Throne, which is right over here. It's a big, ornate palace that serves as sort of the meeting places for the merchant princes, and they do some government stuff there as well. It's one of the nicest looking structures in the cities.
Okay.
So you enter in. You do see there are some like a sort of tabled area with some clerks. They're working on paperwork, and then some politicians talking around discussing, as well as some common folk near the entranceway.
Okay, I can ask around, hey, where do you go to like make an appointment with one of the merchant princes?
So you're the commoners near the entrance sort of point you to the clerk's table.
Okay, so I go to one of them.
All right. Yes, what is it?
Well, hello there. Say, are you the guy who makes that like?
Be quick about it. Who are you looking to meet?
Jessamine.
Jessamine, eh?
Is she busy?
Flips through a stack of papers. She's not here at the moment. I can get you down for an appointment if you wish.
Nah, when would be the like earliest time to like meet her?
For you... 6 hours.
6 hours.
She's a busy woman.
Yeah, why not? And also, could I also like through you give a message to?
I'm not a message keeper.
Okay, well, where could I send a message to her like early?
I'm sure you'll have plenty of time during the appointment.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like prefer to like first like say a couple of words first before like meeting. So as into like
Jessamine doesn't take solicitors.
I see. Well, thanks for everything. Bye bye.
I didn't get a name.
Oh yeah, that's actually exactly what I wanted to tell her. Tell her that Marcos Magda is trying to see her.
Marcos Magda.
Yes,
Never heard of you.
that's most excellent. And I walk away.
Be back here in 6 hours.
I will.
Jessamine does
will.
not like to be kept waiting.
Okay. I just remembered. I have no idea what the fuck you guys are. So I guess like well, they did say, you know what, fuck it, I'll go to the market stalls to like see if I can like, cause I'm actually like really weighed down by these extra crossbow bolts that I have. I got like 90 at this point, so maybe try to sell one of those off. So yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Provisions.
Provisions. All right.
Yeah.
What sort of provisions are you looking to go out and get?
You know the general provisions that every adventurer needs.
Provisional provisions.
We need some anti-mosquito spray, like some bug.
Yeah, we need some insect repellent. Fudge.
Yeah, insect repellent. I couldn't think of the term.
All right.
That was sold by one of the particular people, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was actually. I was just joking, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Am I with the? Can I be with the group? Or
Yeah.
okay. I recommend we shop in the black market. I see that I've been able to find some better things.
Isn't that
Wait,
illegal?
Yeah, that sounds illegal.
As long as you
Does
don't
sound
get
quite
caught,
illegal.
it's not illegal.
I
Let's
don't think
go
that's how
for the
that
proper-
works.
When there are no cops around, everything is legal.
I'm not sure that's how that works, my friend.
Well, I mean, if you want, I could try to find something. I'm not really afraid of it being legal or not.
Yeah, why don't you do that for us?
I mean,
I believe it was the merchant. It's Guioth, who is the
Guiothe?
insect repellent. Guiothe, yeah.
Oh, so good.
That is. I was close. I know. I have it written down. It is the seller of the insect repellent, which I think we're gonna need in abundance. So I guess we're looking for kind of wherever her stuff is. I'm assuming it's a female.
Was she like the potion person as well?
No,
Nope.
that's
That would be Wakanga, the guy you met. You mentioned that he did potions, scrolls, and magic items. All right. So, are you looking to find one of Quayothe's vendors, or are you looking for the black market stuff?
I want to go through the black market, but if everyone else wants to do it legally, I guess you don't have to join me.
I feel like Farouk would go more legal.
Yeah, so
I don't.
we're planning.
I don't think anyone's joining you.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. You're gonna make me a deception check to find yourself a seller.
Well, first I'd like to find a beggar because I've been having some luck with some beggars.
Yeah,
we
that's
need a
been
beggar to
really,
get to the
like,
black
lucky.
market.
All right. So you go out and you look for a beggar. Go ahead and I'm gonna say roll me an investigation check to find yourself one, because now that you're working your way through beggars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you do not find yourself a beggar,
Darn. Okay.
Haha.
or at least you don't find yourself a knowledgeable. That's fair enough.
Okay. So I guess I will try to make my way back to where I guess I met the other two dealers.
Okay.
So.
All right, and it's gonna be a deception check to find the buyer
Mm-hmm.
or seller.
Oh no.
Sadly, that is not enough. Your efforts are fruitless. You spend a few hours walking around asking about, but it seems that no one is willing to sell you some insect repellent illegally.
We really need a beggar to find the black market.
That is a heck of a sentence.
Yeah. Okay, I guess my not much I can do since. Yeah. Okay. You can just skip to the other group while I just pretend to look for a seller. I guess I don't know. You know what? I'll just make my way back to the thundering lizard. How about that? That's what I'll do.
All right. How
John,
about the
your
rest
sorrow.
of you?
Looking for some provisions. I know they said it was insect repellent, but also like fruit. I'm wondering if we could find out if they sell maybe rations that we could possibly take out with us. 'Cause I feel like we would need them.
I can't speak.
So wait, you're looking for insect repellent and ration?
Yeah, basically like just the general supplies that one would think they would need to survive in the jungle for a number of days.
Okay. Are you specifically asking about like what you'd need, or are you just going for specific items?
I'm specifically asking about what I need.
Okay, because as you go around to the different vendors, you get a variety of different opinions on what you should bring out. After sifting through a bunch of this information, it seems that what you've learned is one of the most important things out in the jungle is water. Traveling, especially hiking through the jungles of Schultz, is very taxing, and it's easy to get dehydrated. The Chultans use water skins to carry water throughout the jungle, and they also use these contraptions called water catchers, which are basically like tarps that that stretch out on wooden posts that can collect rainwater. After looking around and getting people advice, it sounds like the normal person needs usually around 2 gallons of water per day in the Chultan environment.
Okay. Well, I guess now we'll look for someone specifically who could sell us those types of items.
Okay, so as you go through the Red Bazaar, looking for items like that, you do find water skins, rain catchers, things like that. There are also a variety of other different things you can find, specialty items in the.
Anything that catches the eye?
Yeah, there's some things that you've never actually seen in Faerun before. Things that are sold like canoes. Obviously, these blocks of insect repellent, these rain catcher devices. You see barrels of this liquid that you've all been drinking. This fermented liquid that the locals call tej.
Ooh.
And you also come across these spear-like weapons called Yakolwas, which are basically native Chultan weapons.
Actually, I'm gonna ask about the weapons.
Yeah, so they the vendor lets you know that Yakolwas are the weapons of choice for ancient Chultan warriors. They're sort of like spears in that they have like a 3-foot wooden shaft with a steel blade that's usually up to around like 12 to 18 inches long.
Okay, do they look like one-handed weapons?
You can sort of throw them like spears, but they are a bit awkward in that respect. They do decent damage, and they cost around 1 gold piece.
I'll pick up one just for the hell of it. Grab one of those. Anyone else want to buy anything?
Can I inquire about one of these water catching thingies? Ooh. Hello?
I couldn't hear if anyone was saying anything, so
Sorry.
I figured I was gonna do that.
Yeah, I picked up one of the, however you pronounce it, weapons, like the spear weapon things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this is gonna help, but this is how it's spelled. It's a Yakola.
Oh,
Jeez.
4 continents in a row. 4 continents.
Yeah, welcome.
Just free.
What?
Wow. Oh yeah, I guess Y is a vowel, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think, who was it that said they
Yeah.
wanted to buy?
I'm gonna try to buy one of those water catching thingies. It seems like it would be quite useful.
Yeah. So you go up to a vendor that's selling rain catchers, and they let you know that they also cost 1 gold piece.
Like how much water could I get from him a day? I want to ask.
So he informs you that it can catch 2 gallons of drinking water per inch of rainfall, and it can hold up to 8 gallons.
Think I should grab 2 then. I guess that's not technically enough.
Yeah, they each weigh about 5 pounds as well.
5, jeez. Fine, I'll get just 1. I think that's enough.
Okay.
Oh, I need to buy stuff, but I can't.
I mean, at this point, your wild shape is probably worn off.
Okay.
Oh,
So you guys see, all of a sudden you look over and see Gavin on his like squatting on his hind legs with a rope around his neck.
On his
This
hind
is
leg.
a BDSM stuff right here.
oh, Jimmy, you transformed back. Yes.
I give you a stare. The name's not
it's all-
Jimmy.
It's all in good fun, my friend. It's all in good fun.
We should probably buy potions for healing.
That's a very good point.
Look how that's the first thing you say. We need potions.
It's been dying to say it for a while.
I also wanted to pick up some of the insect repellent.
Okay, yeah. So you can see that there are actually only one or two people that sell the insect repellent, much less than some of the other specialty items. But you find one of them. They come in two different kinds. There's a block of like an incense type thing, and you can light it like a candle. And then there's a gourd, and that has this salve that you can rub on yourself.
What is the difference between the two? Is one longer lasting?
The merchant informs you that the candle will burn for 8 hours, and normally repels insects within a certain radius of it. And a gourd normally has around like anywhere between 14 and 20 applications of the greasy salve, and usually one application prevents whoever's wearing it from normal insects for like 24 hours.
I think I'm gonna prefer the gourd. How much would one gourd cost?
A gold piece.
Gold piece. How much? How big is this gourd? Like,
I mean, it's about the size of like a pumpkin.
okay, that's not bad. I guess I'll pick up like 3 of those.
Good God, 3.
2 of them. 2 of them. No, I'm
Two
not
of
gonna go overboard. Yeah, 2 of them.
All right. You pick up 2 gourds filled with insect repellent.
And you said there was a gold piece each.
Yep.
And I just wanted to pick up one more of the rain catchers.
Okay. It's a gold piece for that as well.
Okay. Oh, I spent so much money. 4 gold pieces. My pockets are
Oh,
running
you
dry.
poor man.
Ooh.
Do I like arrive at the market at this point? Just asking.
Yeah, you could probably arrive at the market at this point.
Okay, do I like? Can I find these guys?
Yeah, you find him there shopping.
Okay, I say, well, hello there. Hi guys.
You guys see Marcus sort of saunter up, says his greetings.
Okay, I hate to be like a grammar-matty, but it said Marcos. But whatever, you can call him Marcus. Whatever.
Right, sorry, Marcos.
Yes. Marcos.
That rogue guy.
Yeah. Yes,
Really?
Rogue, and no one else. Okay.
Was there anything else that we were looking to purchase in the market?
I don't think so. I think we
Uh,
probably would have talked to Gavin about the fact that he can create food.
Also, like, Marcus came here to, like, sell, like, a couple of crossbow bolts since he has a couple too many. He's kind of weighing him down, actually.
Okay. Yeah, you can end up selling your a case of your bolts to one of the vendors around here for around 5 silver pieces.
5 silver pieces. So maybe, like, 20. That's like a full case of crossbow bolts, so like 20 bolts. So, kind of a mix between my own and some that, like, Brennan gave me. Like 5 silver pieces, was it?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And in addition, you are told from the guy you bought the rain catchers from that you probably want to go ahead and buy yourself some water skins, because the rain catchers aren't really made to drink from, and in addition, they're not really good for transporting the water. They're good for catching it.
So that's how they get you. That's how they get
That's
you.
how they get you.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Okay. How much is a couple water skins?
Let me see here.
You got to read the fine print, guys.
I have a water skin, so I don't need one.
Yeah, so do I. From the Explorer's Pack.
Yeah,
Mhm.
have to check, but yeah.
Actually, I think I have one too. Oh yeah, I do too. I'll pick up
Right.
a couple spare ones.
And a water skin. It looks like they're currently going for 2 silver pieces. However, the merchant sort of, as you guys all pull them out of your pack, goes, but that water skin. How much can it hold? Only 5 pounds?
4 pints, according to.
It is not enough to get
Roll20.
you through a whole day in the jungle.
Do
You
you
probably need a spare or 2.
have... Maybe. What's the asking price? 2 silver?
Test.
We can hear you.
Oh,
There we go.
You back?
Man, I don't know what it is about Discord.
it's weird.
Then.
So what
It's
is
been crazy.
the asking price?
I just had it up.
Oh yeah, the 2 silver.
2 silver pieces.
Okay, he seemed like he wanted more. I was just like making sure.
Yeah.
Seems fair to me. I drop a whole gold coin.
He pulls out
Okay.
he pulls out a box of water skins and hands them to you. A wise choice.
Just like a cardboard box of water skins.
No, it's a wooden box, almost like you'd see like shipped off a ship.
At this point,
right.
I'm carrying a box of water skins draped in a water catcher and have like a weird looking spear on me. Okay. I can dig it.
So a gold is 100 silver, right? Or is it 10?
10.
Okay.
So I
It's
just
not it's not that many.
Not quite
Yeah.
unreasonable. Okay.
I
He
just
has-
bought like 5 of them.
Okay. That make okay. I thought it was 100. I was like, I was pretty scared there for a minute.
No. I kind of turned to the group and asked, so did you guys get a guide or something?
Yup, you're going to love her. She seems the assassin-y type. The one that
Oh,
likes to be really rude to people.
assassin who?
Take their money.
Assassin who?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you seems like it. I'm just a rogue, remember?
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to ask about was the I forgot about it. What's the drink they drink here?
Tej. It's a fermented honey drink. That it doesn't seem like beer or ale is very common here.
Okay,
Sounds like mead.
I'm gonna inquire how much. I think it was a barrel they had. How much I could possibly get for like a barrel, maybe.
Yeah. So you go up and you go up to one of these merchants that's selling us, and he says, "I could get you a 1-gallon cask for 2 silver pieces."
2 silver for a gallon. Oh, I love
Yes.
this place. The prices in Baldur's Gate is outrageous. Yes, I will take 1 barrel, please, or a gallon.
All right. So he gives you a gallon cask. You sort of cradle in your arm as you give him the 2 silver pieces.
I hand it to Gavin because I don't trust myself with it right now. I don't want to drink it all before the trip.
We're gonna have some fun tonight.
Yes, it is. It is very similar to mead.
Okay.
Anyone else looking to purchase anything?
I got an appointment in like 6 hours. Nothing else then.
All right. I suppose the rest of us will head back to the tavern, the inn.
I'll head with you, and then when the tower time goes nearer, I'll leave.
Alrighty then.
Please feel free to leave anytime you'd like.
Jesus.
Jeez, why the hostility?
At this point, we're becoming just bullies.
Pretty much.
Oh, I'm not hostile. Annoyed, maybe.
I guess we'll return to the Avern one last time.
Is it because I threatened to shoot you with my crossbow? because you transformed into like a wolf and then a raptor? Look, I'm confused. Like, this magic stuff's kind of new to me.
He looks away and keeps walking.
So it is. Okay. And I just keep walking also.
Yep, retiring, I guess, for the night one last time.
Sounds like a plan.
Can I like an hour and a half before the meeting leave and get there in time? Or how long would it take?
Oh, I mean, just a few minutes.
Okay. Okay, then if it's a few minutes, then like maybe half an hour.
Okay.
Before the meeting.
Yeah, you'll still be plenty early.
Okay. Then I just wait around.
All right. Are you waiting inside or outside of Golden Throne?
Inside.
All right, you're waiting inside in one of like the little waiting areas. Has like cushioned benches for people who are waiting for an audience with one of the merchant princes. And it's not too much longer before the doors open and a retinue of 6 guards, all clad in armor and robes, brandishing curved swords, go ahead and escort a heavily robed figure in. This figure goes ahead and takes one of the more ornate seats in one of the back rooms, as you can see through one of the open doors, and one of the guards makes hand motions for you to follow.
Okay, so is this a private one? Private conversation? Like, just me and the guards and whatnot? And Jasmine?
Jessamine? Yeah, no, they're leading you back into a private room.
Okay, nice. So I go in there and take a seat if there is any.
Yeah, there are plenty of seats around like sort of like a round table. At one end, this heavily robed figure, which pretty much covers her entire body except for her face, sits with her guards clustered around. You have finally come face to face with Jessamine.
Nice. I kind of like ask her first, are these boys of yours trustworthy? In case the two of us might spill some sort of sensitive information, let's just say.
You need not worry about them.
Fantastic.
Now, what is it, outsider?
Outsider. Well, I guess it was too big of a stretch to think that someone like someone of your stature would know me, but I guess it's actually for the best. So yeah, let me introduce myself personally. Marcos Magda. Pleasure to meet you.
And what brings you into my audience?
Oh, you know, since I heard that you deal with poisons and like legal murder, I was just thinking that you're a type of gal that would just say no peculiar businessmen and like interesting things. Let's just say.
Get to the point.
Direct. I kind of like it. So yeah, I'm thinking like since you obviously have ties to kind of disreputable folk, I'm kind of wondering what's going down on the underworld.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Decided to go to the main hunter himself. Or like decided to ask you personally.
Are you calling me a thief? Or a
What do you
common
mean?
criminal?
No. Far from it. That's why I specifically went to you. I want to talk to I want to talk to one of the big bosses and whatnot. Yeah, let's just say I'm.
If you're looking for the Yetepka Society, you're looking up the wrong tree.
The Yepka Society. What are those?
Clearly you are not from here.
What gave it away? My accent, my clothing, my style of like my style of like walking.
If you are here to make a purchase or to have someone killed, I will arrange it. Otherwise, I believe our business is concluded.
Okay. Yeah, poisons. That was something I came here for. Also, can I like do a perception check on her to see like since the robes are weird? Can I like check on her or something to see if I see any interesting details about her?
Interesting details? Sure. Make a perception check.
Nah. 5.
No interesting details. It's hard to see through all the just the heavy layers of robes she wears.
Okay, so as poisons, what you got?
Yes, I do deal in poisons.
Okay.
It depends on what you want and how potent you want it.
They're not doing excellent on money, but something like that, kind of like fair on the price, but something that will at least help get the job done, let's just say.
What is your price range?
Let's just say I got like 100 gold with me. 100 gold with me.
She pulls a vial out of one of her sleeves. It's filled with a viscous red liquid. She gently sets it on the table in front of you.
Do I know? Okay, whatever.
Assassin's blood. A creature that ingests this poison will die painfully, to say the least.
I've heard of that, and sometimes, like, well, I think there was at least one time I worked with something like that, but I'm actually more curious on something I can put on, like, my crossbow bolts. To, like, far range.
She pulls out a small box from under her robes. Inside is a small she cracks open the box and there's like this like buttery substance inside. This is carrion crawler mucus. Deadly.
Carrion.
And also paralyzes.
Oh, yeah. That brings back memories. How much?
200 gold pieces.
Yike. That's a little bit out of my price range. Got something maybe a bit cheaper.
For what you want? No.
Well, shucks. Well, it seems like I've wasted both times.
Indeed.
Well, see you later then. And I
Hopefully not. And she promptly stands up and is escorted out by her guards.
And I kind of like this. Well, that was once again just a big waste of my fucking time. Yeah, maybe I'm getting too old for this. And I start walking to that dragon inn.
All right.
To that thundering lizard inn.
Yes.
We should
right.
probably end it here or something. Or
Oh yeah, we're about to end.
yeah, okay.
So as we all collect our gear, get our things done for the day, prepare for upcoming journey, we end the night in the Thundering Lizard Inn, and we will begin the new day next session.
Fro is already drunk again.
Yay!
Of course he is.
Look, he's been through a lot lately.
Yes,